What is going on, people? Welcome to Throw Down Your Questions, episode 315, the AMA special. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
Sup, people? How's it going? Let's get ready to throw down some questions.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero.
Can't believe this is the last show
Of
the year.
Ever. Adam Vale.
I can't believe I just saw a man get burned alive on TV. What the
Spoilers, man. Spoilers.
2020, man.
Right? Anything can happen this year. Shit.
You know, Brett Murdoch.
I can't believe it's not butter.
And Brian Monjoma.
There are some rumors out there that next year will be 2020 New Game Plus.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be called
Kind of
2022, The Revenge.
Yeah, just for clarification, I was talking about Cyberpunk.
Oh boy. Oh
Oh.
man. All right, so we're back with another one, and as even though this is the last Thread Questions of the year, it's actually not our last podcast of the year. People, we're actually going to have an extra one. Normally, this would have been our last podcast of the year, but we got another one coming up on Wednesday. Our big end of the generation special, people. It's going to be fun. We're going to go, basically, we're going to follow the same formula as we did our end of the year special. We're going to go over the biggest gaming news of the generation and our favorite games of the generation. So it should be a lot of fun. And we're also going to have our friend, Mr. Brian Wilson, join us. Mr. B. Will. He's
Mr. Wilson.
he is. I had to have him on the show because he's a big fan of this generation. I think this generation is probably his favorite generation of all time. So definitely got to have him and Carlos go at it, you know?
I mean, when I first heard that, I'm like, maybe like it's like maybe if you were like in your 20s and like this is like one of the newer generations, but he's like around my age, I think.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, maybe a little older than you, but yeah, you guys
You're
are
in your
basically
20s. Oh, that's
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
You're in your 20s and you don't know any better.
yeah, right. So,
Yo, man,
yeah.
Fortnite is the greatest game ever made.
Ninja
Yeah,
for
man.
life, son. You know.
Life.
So yeah, that'll be fun. So we're gonna do that.
Game grumps.
Yeah, right. Oh God. So we're gonna do that Wednesday night, people. Wednesday night at 10:30 p.m. It's our usual time. You know, different day to usual time, and then we're gonna go on vacation for a little bit and come back next year. You know. All right. A couple.
By the way,
yeah, what's up?
quick shout out to Pig Dan 20 and giving us the bits. Appreciate
Oh
that,
yeah,
man.
shout it
man.
out, shout it out. Give us that money. You know, you keep the lights on, man. You know, actually, it's because of those bits that we keep buying you guys games. That's just how it is. So,
You know, thanks again. Thanks a lot, guys, because it's essentially you giving us those little bits here and there, and all kinds of other stuff, and also some of our YouTube stuff has allowed us to be able to afford to give away really cool things.
yeah. So there you go, man. So shout out to you guys. Obviously, you know, when we do the final episode of the year, we're gonna give our big shout outs and all that other good jazz, you know. But speaking about shout outs, I need to give a couple shout outs. This one I should have done last week. Very sorry about this. With all the craziness going on, I completely forgot. So a couple weeks ago, I was on the Crashing Game Night podcast with my boy Matt. I had a great time with those guys. Their show is very much the way Throwdown used to be, where it's a mix of pop culture and video games, all mushed into one, you know. And like our show, they go off in nice little tangents, you know, but always anchored in like really good stuff. So shout out to those guys. Thanks for having me on. I want to thank them again because they actually adjusted their schedule for me because they usually record on Thursday nights, which is the same time we did. So they did it on Wednesday just to have me on. So good stuff there, you know. Also, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Danny Pena, who made a very special random appearance during the last episode of Throwdown. He was like, "Hey, can I be on real quick?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we talked some Cyberpunk with Danny. You know, you guys got to see his new studio and stuff, his room.
The little space there, yeah, looking cool.
Looking
The fancy
spiffy.
lights and all that stuff, yeah.
So there's that. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Richard Bailey Jr. and Gary Swaby. These guys have not done an episode of the co-op in a long time because the stars are not aligning. They do this other podcast called the Power Podcast or whatever, so about some TV show. But I'm like, you know, I want to hear these motherfuckers talk about games. They did a 2-hour breakdown of Cyberpunk, and what was cool about that episode was they did the whole history of not only Cyberpunk but also CD Projekt Red, The Witcher. Like they went deep, you know. So it was a good way of setting up how ultimately disappointing the game ended up being, you know. So go check that out over at the Coalition. Their YouTube is up. great podcast. It was just fun listening to Gary and Richard talk because it's been a long time, which is pretty cool.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure Richard could pull this off, but I think he should really talk. Both of those guys really need to talk to Mike Pondsmith, the creator of Cyberpunk, the pen and paper RPG.
Yeah,
he seems like a really cool guy, especially from a lot of the interviews I've seen with him.
Yeah, I'll talk. It's funny you mentioned Mike Pondsmith because they brought him up, and Gary and Richard both being black, they're like they hope that Mike Pondsmith as a black creator doesn't get a bunch of shit over this, over the fall, because they obviously had nothing to do with the video game at all.
I don't suspect because here's the thing, like as the creator of the game and the owner of the company that created the game, right? I don't think he's going to see very much of that. But the only thing I hope that it doesn't do is because I'm sure his company is not incredibly huge because pen and paper RPGs aren't like a big deal.
Yeah.
So I hope it doesn't affect his business. I hope that at least that, because there's still an interest in Cyberpunk, and he just released a new book and all that other stuff. So I hope that at least that, they don't get too badly affected by it. But I don't think, again, he has nothing to do. The only thing he had to do with the game is mostly the story stuff. And, from what you said and what a bunch of other people have said, the story stuff is really cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No, but Gary's just concern was like, he doesn't want, because Mike Pondsmith obviously had nothing to do with the creation of the game. He doesn't want him to receive any flack because of that, because it's not his fault,
I don't think he is. I don't think anybody's coming down any on the story people. I think it's really just the sort of the development space of where, of how that game was made.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Nobody's actually complaining about the story. People like that part. Yeah.
People seem to like the story. I mean, some people are a little bit disappointed that it's not as open as you would think it would be.
Yeah. There's something else I might have complained about, but we're just not those, we're not talking about Cyberpunk right now. Although I will be doing a special Tony's take on it, because we did get 2 very good Cyberpunk related questions for tonight's show from Mebs, but tonight is not really about video game questions. And I want to bring that up. You guys who did ask us video game questions, I have them in the leftover sheet, and we will bring them up at a later date. And also, if I do not answer a question tonight, is because we've answered it before. Like, what is your favorite movie? We've done that before, right? Or what would be your dream movie game? We've done that before, or a perpetual when it comes up. What game made you emotional cry? We've done that before, and that's that. So let's get into it, man. AMA special, which means we are answering everything but video game questions, people. So these things can get crazy, and prepare for a long episode. We're gonna be here for a while, so much so that I'm probably gonna, like, obviously I don't want you guys to give like lightning round answers, but like 10 to 15 minutes I'll be like, all right, gotta move on, because we got a lot of questions tonight. All right, Logic Wins starts with a very easy question here. a softball question. I'm being very facetious right now. Where or are your family members are your family members and friends supportive of your career path? If not, how do you deal with it? We're starting off light tonight.
Well,
it's
funny, like,
yeah, man, you go first.
I mean, I don't know if I have the best one, but it was.
They still don't.
Well, no, I mean, like, here, like from my mom, she was actually incredibly supportive about what I was doing. But then again, her and my dad were both creative people. They were both musicians. They both were in salsa bands when they were young. My mom's band was Latin Fever, and my dad's band was in a band called La Canción. So, like, at least for my mom, she wanted to kind of push that sort of side of me as far as the arts go. So, she always used to say, whatever sort of makes you happy, I'm always, support it. My father, on the other hand, he was a little more not heavy-handed with me, but he'll give you little jabs as family does, like, hey, so when are you going to get a real job, right? So, I kept on hearing that for years because, he sees me, sort of struggling. I don't have medical, but at one point in my career, I was working in animation for since 2003 to 2009. Well, I want to say, as on the Ninja Turtles cartoon. And when I was actually pulled in as an in-house guy, remember knowing this, I was like, hey, knowing this, I know, what it looks like. But that time I actually brought him in on to my job to kind of show him around. And then finally I stopped hearing, when are you going to get a real job? Because he kind of got it at that point. He met my bosses, he met everybody. Because I know how my dad is. My dad is always a sort of seeing is believing sort of person, right? He knows that I'm working from home. I'm not doing, literally doing the freelance stuff. But when I was there, it was like there was something actual. Seeing is believing. I had bosses. I had supervisors. I had friends and all kinds of people that worked on the job. So at that point in time, I knew I wanted to bring him in finally so he could see what I actually do, as opposed to just sort of hearing about it or just seeing me sending over, something, that I had worked on. Right. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I'll go next. So basically, friends, that's not ever been an issue. Most of my friends are either artists or freelancers. Some of them do the same thing I do, so that's not a problem there. But even friends who don't do this stuff, like our friend Mike, he thinks it's awesome. Like, yeah, dude, that's cool. And he's a fancy ass lawyer, but he thinks it's cool. And all of his lawyer friends think what I do is fucking cool. With the family, it's not really supportive. They just don't understand what I do. They're like, you get paid for that? You get paid for that? Even my mom, think about it, like, this is my only, like, I give her money. She still thinks this is kind of a joke. So it's kind of weird how that works, but, that's how it happened. Go ahead.
I think it's like the same thing with my dad. It's like, if you were actually going into a physical place, like if you were actually going into an office every single day, kind of like the normal idea of what working is, I think she'd probably think it was a lot different.
Yeah, I think it's just older generations don't really get it. It's like, oh, like in her eyes, like, oh, you're just at home you're in front of your computer all day. It's like, yeah, but like, this is literally how I make all the money I earn and the money I give you. So it's just funny, but you know how it is. I'm just being honest right now. Older Dominican people are really fucking ignorant. They don't understand shit. To them, a job is you got to go out and literally break your back all day. That's an actual job.
You gotta go. I think that's the same for a lot of older people in general. Like, because remember, like, especially for a lot of our parents and family, they're always going to work. Going to work, what meant leaving the house and commuting or doing whatever. That's what work is. Yeah. Work wasn't, hey, I'm at home, working, at home, like working at a computer every single day.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest right now, keeping it real. This is true for a lot of minorities. I'm Hispanics, blacks, whatever, right? The artistic jobs or even white collar jobs, they're not really seen as real jobs, unfortunately. Like computers, that's not a real job. Writing, that's not a real job. Drawing, that's not a real job. So that's something we've always had to contend with, and that's why you don't see a lot of us in certain fields, because we were discouraged from that because we were just told that's not a real fucking job. That's white people shit.
When I being working at Comic Cons and all that sort of stuff, I've always hear situations where it'd be like a young black person or young Hispanic person. They're like, man, I wish I would have kept up drawing. My parents told me to do something else and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's the thing. It's like, because it's a sort of, it's such a nebulous. It could be considered somewhat of a nebulous role, the arts.
Yeah. All right. Adam, what about you, bro?
Yeah, no, it's funny because there was one time I always remember, and when I used to do web design early on back in the day, and I had Manny over, and he was doing art, and my stepfather walks in, he was like, "What are you guys doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm doing this website, this and this and that," and he's like, "Why don't you guys get a real job?" Remember that? Yep. He get a real fucking job. He kept that up all the way until his job required him to use a computer. Then he asked me for help. That's when it didn't matter that even when I was going to an office and doing all stuff, he didn't see it. To him, it still wasn't work. It was because it's for them, a job is a labor job. He wanted me to be a mechanic. That was his whole thing. He was like, no, learn how to fix cars, do that type of stuff, do a real job, a real trade. You know, for at his time, his generation, the whole thing with a computer, that wasn't a thing. It's the same thing with gaming. It's like if you tell somebody now, like we know people, or you say, oh, this guy's a pro gamer, or this guy's doing a Twitch stream, he's got the, oh, okay, you get it. You tell it to an older person, like, what the fuck? Do you think they think you're wasting your time doing shit? They think those motherfuckers are wasting their time playing video games all day, not seeing that person ever leave, and then yet they're getting all these checks. There was a guy, a YouTuber recently who went on a rant. He was like, that nobody doesn't talk about, but he just went on a rant. It's like, you know what? I just had to say this because he's making all this money and he thanks God that he's doing what he's doing. But his family, a lot of people got hit up with the COVID, lost jobs, also, and he's giving all this money out to everyone, but they're still shitting on him, saying that he doesn't have a real job. He's like, yo, I'm helping you guys out. He's like, you know what I mean? I'm giving my good fortune over. I'm helping everybody, but yet you still want to shit on me at Thanksgiving, saying that I need to go get a real fucking job. Meanwhile, I'm the one that paid for this dinner.
Shit
It's
is
just
crazy,
how things,
man.
yeah, but it just shows how things have changed, and it's the same thing. It's like those same, like what he said with Manny and his dad about getting a labor job. That's the way they see it. I remember one time there was a girl I was dating, and she wanted me to meet her dad, and I knew her dad. He did like labor stuff. I forgot what it was, but he was like a handyman, like a contractor stuff. So met up with him and his girlfriend, and we were at a restaurant. And at the time, I was a field tech for the city of New York, so I still traveled. I had to move equipment and stuff, but I wasn't just at a desk all the time. Anyway, he started throwing little jabs at me about my job, and I was like, well, you know, I go around stuff. He's like, well, you don't really do a real man's job. I mean, just sitting at a desk, anybody can do that. That's not a real job. Yeah, and I was like, well, I don't. I carry equipment. I move this and this and that. But it's just, to him, it's all about labor. That's work. It's a labor thing. You have to do the physical. Yeah, so that's the jabs at her. My mom didn't give a shit. She was like, whatever, do it. She didn't understand it, but she was like, whatever, if it works for you, then do it. You know, and that's it.
Yeah, I want to get some more guys in here. Chris, what about you, man?
Well, for the most part, the respect kind of came later because initially I went to college for medicine. So in college, I shifted gears because I didn't want to do that anymore, and I switched my major from bio pre-med to computer science. My mom, she accepted it, but I knew she was disappointed. And then when it took a while. Like I had several jobs, and she, it was working. I was bringing home paychecks and stuff, was giving her money. But I remember the funniest moment was when, after I had left CBS and went to Nintendo, and I brought my first paycheck home from Nintendo, and I put it in her face and said, "I thought you said video games wouldn't pay for anything." So I think that's when she finally got it. That it's like, oh, I make money now. It's like I'm working for a video game company. So I think that's when it took that. That was years. I graduated in '99. That was 2007. So it took years, but she finally like, oh, that's real work. And I think for some parents, especially for Indian folks, like they consider engineering a job, right? So usually the three choices is doctor is the top one, right? You can be a doctor. Next one is law, right? Lawyer, then that's a job. But also they respect engineering. If you're going to do any type of engineering, electrical, computer, whatever, then that's respectable. So then it's not too bad. Well, my friends said, hey, you guys didn't give me any problems. Like anybody I tell where I work or whatever, they're fine. So I didn't have that much issues with it.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing you with a fancy car. I was like, "Yo, he's balling! Look at this dude with a fancy car."
I remember when he finally bought that. Well, then again, it could have been a different time because I know he was leasing it at one point. But I think once you had the Nintendo job, that's when you.
Yes, I bought the G35. Yeah, at that point.
Go. All right, Brett. Mr. Murdoch. He's probably talking right now. He's muted. All right, I'll come back to you later then. Carlos.
So I was, I don't know, maybe 12 or 13 years old when I told my dad that I want to be a professional soccer player. And he just laughed at me and told me to dream about more realistic. So I did, and I never became a professional soccer player, which I wanted to.
EA FIFA, there you go.
Yeah, I played FIFA. That's as professional as I did. No, I played for some teams, but not nothing professional or anything. but yeah, I went to university. I studied philosophy and pre-law my first year, and then I switched. I said, oh, I want to code. So I go to the administration office. I don't know what they call it now, but I go to the office. I'm like,
registrar.
yeah, like the people that your advisors or I don't know what you call them. But anyways,
Yeah.
I go ask them, hey, I want to switch majors. I don't want to be this. I want to code. I want to do computer science. It's like, okay. So somehow they put me in electrical engineering. I'm like, what? This isn't it. So I'm like, oh fuck, and I'm like, it's gonna be a bitch just to change everything. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do electrical engineering, but and it has some programming in it. They have some courses, and I did a concentration in computer engineering. So I covered all those bases. So I graduated as an electrical engineer, but somehow I ended up getting my first job as a computer scientist. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. My parents don't really have an issue with what I do. It's kind of, they're from a really small town where I don't even know if they graduated high school. They just went into to work as soon as they were old enough to work. And they obviously they came to America, for a better life. And yeah, pretty much what I do is I'm pretty sure they're pretty proud. So I've never really had issues with my profession.
Cool. Brian.
Something very similar. I started out just not knowing what the hell to do with life because you're at that age, just have no idea. I said to my parents, like, hey, I want to learn how computers work because they seem exciting. And my parents were like, no, you're going to learn how to be a mechanic, like do something with your hands, And I was like, I really don't like that shit because it's just the smell of oil. It just gets to me. And when it gets underneath your fingernails, it's just so difficult to get out. And I couldn't stand that because in our culture, we eat a lot with our hands. So I would like taste the oil because again, I tried to wash it so many times and your hand still just tastes of oil and it's disgusting.
Damn.
So I said like, no, I don't want that. So I said to them, oh, I want to do something with computing. They rejected it. Ultimately, I got them to bend over and they were like, okay, cool. Do what you want. That's ultimately what they said. So go to university, spend like 6 months looking for a job because 2008 things crashed. Was it? Yeah, 2008. Yeah, things crashed.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I find myself like a good paying job. It was like really good. So in our culture, what we do is whenever you get your first paycheck of like a real job, you're meant to give the whole thing to your parents, and then they will bless it for you, and that's meant to give you good luck in life. So I did that, right? Went to my parents, transferred the money over to the bank account because IT world, and my parents were like, "Oh, this is a lot," and I was like, "Yeah, that's my whole paycheck," and they seemed to be very shocked by that. I was like, "What the hell do you expect?" So ever since then, they've just been very happy. And since now I live in London and I've been here for like 7 years now. And yeah, they think I'm doing great. So yeah, they finally come to understand just how my path in life that I chose worked out well for me, especially given the things now, like I'm working from home, I still earn the same amount of money, not being on furlough. Even if I quit my job or get fired, the market for programming is still quite high, so I can still just swap jobs and still not be fussed. Whereas they have friends who work in hospitality, hospitality, engineering, like the guys that do like car stuff, and they've been laid off left, right, and center, and they're just seeing that. Whereas I'm here, just like, yeah, I'm doing fine. Like, I still hate my job, but who doesn't, So yeah, they finally accept it. and I now know that I'm earning more now than what they did at my same age. So, who's laughing now?
Yeah, and obviously, I think
Like, take that, parent.
one of the other running motifs, like all our friends, obviously, like, yeah, that's great because a lot of them do the same shits we do. Brett, are you here now, sir? Hold on, yeah, Brett. My man's just out to lunch. Again, we got to keep moving. We got a lot of questions tonight, but this one's still related to career paths. This one's from Barnaby Juan, who's also joining us in the chat right now.
Juan.
Going on, man. Shout out to Dominican Republic, bro. Dominicano. All right. Plátano, man. All right. So his first question is, do you have any regrets about your career paths? No. Absolutely none, man. This is the shit. Think about it. I get to play video games all fucking day and write about video games, and then be on a gaming podcast and get paid for it and make and I'm not making stupid amounts of money, but I'm making decent living. So
would you like to be a permanent staff, or do you prefer just always doing a freelance?
That's a question. That's a question we're gonna answer later. Yeah,
that's what I think that really means. Like, if someone was to offer you now a full-time gig, part of doing the same thing you're doing, but just say, "Hey."
I'm not answering right now. That's the next question, Adam. So yeah, we'll get to that. But Adam, since you're talking, do you have any regrets?
I don't know. I got in so early, doing from the 14.4 modems, and back in the day, IBM 486, just dealing with old computers. And I've seen this evolution, and I've touched everything. I did a little web design, did a little programming, did a little bit of art, and then just focused in on networking, and then just stuck with networking ever since then. And I guess, I don't know. I mean, there's other directions I would have liked to. Ruby on Rails, that was the code that I used to work on, and I would have liked to stick with that and see where that could have gone. But that takes a long time, and the codes and stuff are always changing, and you have to keep up with the times. And I lost track with buddies of mine that did a lot of coding, and so they couldn't do that. And then networking, just it's hardware. It's hardware, and then just logging in, telnetting, and doing a lot of that stuff and loading configs. And I'm cool with it. I know it by now, and I'm at that age where it's like, this is what I like to do. So, no regrets anymore.
There you go, Manny.
I don't have any deep regrets, but the only portion of working freelance and doing art is nothing is permanent. And sometimes sometimes you'll be making amazing money, and then sometimes you'll be making really shitty money. And that's the part that I sort of regret. Maybe I could have taken a more solid path. I always, part of me was I always wanted to, help my mom, and really couldn't do that, which is kind of a regret, especially before she passed away.
Yeah. All right, Carlos.
No, not many regrets, or if at all. I think one of the important things, and this year has, amplified this, is the importance of a stable job. Usually there are a lot of people that I meet with my, that I've worked with that have like sort of nitpicks about our job. It's like, oh, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. It's not major stuff, but it's enough for them to want to go to another place to find another job. And they do that, and it's fucking guaranteed. And it's guaranteed with a lot of people that you meet in life. They go, the grass is green on the other side. And they go to another job, and they have the exact same complaints that they did on the previous one, maybe even more. So, sometimes it's just important, to if your job is your passion, then I guess it's something that is worth, going from place to place to find, that equilibrium of, that satisfies that. But for me, programming is not really a passion. It's just a skill that I have that is a skill that's important in today's society. So I want to do my work, and I want my work to just be work. I don't want that to, I don't want to code after I'm done working. So as long as my work does not stress me out like crazy, which doesn't, I'm fine doing what I do. and being, having security, having health benefits, and getting a pretty good paycheck so I can do what I want to do after that.
Yeah, I mean, we're all fortunate that we've all been able to work from home throughout all this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's a blessing. That's definitely a blessing. I know a lot of people.
The only
that-
odd man out is Brett here. If he's back, I don't know if he's back yet.
But he has clients. He has clients. that he
Yeah, his
deals
clients.
with.
I mean, he's doing well for himself right now. But yeah, like I didn't miss
Well,
a
I
beat.
mean,
I didn't miss a beat.
He's one of those things, or he's one of those situations where he has to actually make time with the person. Like he actually has to be present in order to do somebody's tattoo. He can't telecommute a tattoo.
Yeah,
I like Star Trek Troopers. You remember Star Trek Troopers where they had that machine thing that just went and did the tattoo instantly.
By the way, I don't know if this is a regret because I can't help this, but I guess I regret the fact that I can't enjoy games the way I used to, or it's very difficult to, right? Like when I started playing Cyberpunk, I'm fucking blazing through this game, and one of my friends was like, "Why are you playing it that fast? Are you reviewing this game?" I'm like, "No, I'm not," but I'm constantly in that mode, So I guess that's a regret in a way. It's like, oh, I can't enjoy a game the way I should, because it's hard to to separate the reviewer from the gamer, like for example, one thing I don't do anymore, I don't read flavor text anymore. I used to always read flavor text, right? Like for you guys who don't know, it's like lore shit. I used to just hours reading this stuff. Now it's like click, nope, don't have time for this shit. Let's go. I guess that's a regret, but not really, because the good outweighs the bad. I get to travel to all these places. I get free games. I get to connect with a bunch of dope people. And all I got to do is just write about what I think about a game. It's like, it doesn't get better than that, So, yeah.
And to think you wouldn't have been on that down this path, it wasn't for me.
Yeah, I know you're the guy that started. You're like, you should write about games. I rejected that shit for fucking years because back then.
So what did you want to do? Yeah, what did you?
I had absolutely no fucking
no plan.
I had absolutely no plans. Like, I'm gonna die by 30 anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. And then when I got 30, I'm like, shit, I'm still alive. Fuck, I should probably do something. Because my whole life I've been told you're gonna die and shit. Because of the polio thing. I'm like, oh shit, I'm still alive. What the fuck am I gonna do now? But here I am, and life's been fucking good, man. But so yeah, no regrets on that. It's just like, yeah, I can't enjoy games like I used to. Can't get platinums like I used to. Even though your boy this year I got 7 platinums. Holla,
No, man. At the end of this thing, you did Spider-Man, Miles Morales. You did normal Spider-Man. You did
I got
quite a bit.
I got Astros. I got Jedi Fallen Order. That's just for the PlayStation 5. I got God of War and fucking Ghost of Tsushima and Dragon Quest before that. This year, listen, this is gonna sound fucked up. COVID's been good to me, man. Like I got more money than I've ever had and shit. I had time to actually do things, Like I know things have been fucked up. Like even my niece got the COVID too. Fucking dumbass going to parties. What the fuck are you doing? But like overall, like things have been good. I haven't lost my fucking job or nothing. The only thing was Geek.com shut down. That was before the Rona. That was a whole other thing. But and I'm doing things for Laptop Mag now, making stupid money. So I'm like, I'm good. No complaints there, man. Brian.
Same as Carlos. 0 regrets. I'm just trying to think of anything like the languages that I use or the stuff I make. It's like, no, I have no regrets. Like, I'm enjoying it. Like, the work is simple enough. It's not too complicated. So yeah, none. I guess the only thing I can really say, and this is just like a far stretch, is I have not learned enough languages to program with. So that's the only thing that I have. But even that, it's not like a big deal. So
yeah, you can learn a new language in weeks.
Yeah, so hence it's kind of like I don't really have any.
There you go, man. Good stuff. All right, let me set up the next question, then we'll move on. I mean, it's related. Juan, man, what's up with these questions, bro? All right, where do you see yourself 10 years from now? Another light question,
It's funny.
You go ahead.
It's funny because that was after. It's a deep thought about that. I mean, I just became 40 this year, and my mom passing away, so it's kind of like a weird sort of second discovery of the future for me. I don't exactly know where I'm going to be heading. I mean, as far as
You're with family. I hope you move down south with everybody so we can do big get-togethers.
Well, we'll see about that, but but it does allow me. One thing about it is because my mom was so sick. Sick quite a bit of times. That I always tried to make sure that I lived close enough to her so that I could at least get back. And I never really did any sort of big traveling because, the big fear, she had cancer, she had, she had bone marrow cancer, she had diabetes, high blood pressure, she had all kinds of health issues. So it's like, if I leave and then, I can't come back, I'll come back and on time, So at least right now I can at least think about trying to do, going more places. And it's just I don't know what I want to do for the future, but I definitely want to try something new.
There you go. Adam, now I'll answer your question. 10 years from now, this is what I want, right? Because don't get me wrong, the freelancing is dope. I'm not having any complaints about that. But what I want to do is, because obviously right now the big thing is, becoming a streamer, influencer. That's cool, but that's not my bag. I love writing. Writing is what I want to keep doing. So my goal is to eventually become an editor-in-chief at a big gaming site, right? It doesn't matter if it's my own site or somebody else's, but I want to become either, if it's not editor-in-chief, at least a senior editor of some kind, right? I'm living because my main goal is I want to live in a nice, big, 2-bedroom apartment. One room that's purely dedicated to streaming and writing. Another room, my bed where I do my sleeping and fucking, and a living room with like everything. And I want to have a fucking, not only a big screen TV, 4K and all that, but even a CRT TV that I could play some old video games on and DVDs and shit, anime DVDs. Like, if I could make enough money to do that, I'm fucking good. So that's what I want in the next like 10 years. I want to be editor-in-chief somewhere, making good money, traveling around the world, having a team under me, and also, and this is very important to me, have people that I can like bring up, the next generation of video game journalists and shit, and try to instill in them some of the values I have about how to do shit in this industry, because I think some people are being led astray right now. I want to kind of set them on the right path. So that's where I see myself in 10 years. I'll be, a big ass boss and shit somewhere, editor in chief, going around the world and shit, covering events,
Kingpin,
chilling.
Kingpin.
No, I'll be skinnier than that. So that's where I see myself. So, and it's gonna happen, man. I've been very I've stuck with this shit because my whole goal was like, okay, if you don't do this, you're not gonna be able to do anything else. Obviously I do have some other plans behind the scenes, but I'm not gonna talk about those just yet. They involve writing, obviously, because again, that's my passion. If I become an influencer, that's great, cool. I'll do that. I obviously have the chops for it, but that's not really a goal of mine. That'll just be like an offshoot. Like, oh, I just so happen to be a fucking big influencer, dude. I'm already kind of, not big, but I do have influence on fucking Twitter to an extent. How many of those fucking LG TVs didn't I sell? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And I'm actually better known for my tweets than I am for my work, which is weird, Like, my level
you talk a lot. You're big on Twitter.
It's crazy. Like, here's my level of popularity. I'm best known for, in this order, Twitter, Throwdown, and then my actual paying job. Ain't that something? Like, oh, Tony, you right? I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, that's how I make a living.
To be honest, I mean, I think that's better than to be just known for the work that the job that you do. I feel like the things that you actually create are the things that I think are the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing that I create is not what I'm known for. I'm known for just mouthing the fuck off.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, yeah, you're known for mouthing off, but it's something that's purely yours. You're not it's not. It's original content as opposed to reposting the game. Here's the thing. The journalist stuff that pays the bills. But I would say that the other things that you're known for, I think would be better to be known for.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, man.
Granted, they don't make you that much money.
No, they don't make me any money. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like each thing makes but it's like a weird inverse. Like the thing I'm most known for doesn't make me a dime, right? Then the next thing, throw it down. I don't make any money off it, but it does bring in some money. And then the main thing, the thing people don't know too much about me for, that is what made. And then the funny thing is, and it's a compliment, obviously, people actually read my shit like, damn, it's fucking good. I'm like, of course it's fucking good. You know, I wouldn't be hired if I wasn't good, you know? Oh, man.
Well, you know, you sort of, yeah. And that's always cool. Like, to be honest, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like it's a bit better that it's actually you as opposed to the role that you have, you know,
Oh no, for sure. Because I'm not on Twitter. It's very rare where I actually plug my own shit on Twitter. I'm just reacting to whatever the fuck's going on, or just mouthing off, or just saying random shit. You know, but hey, people like it, man. And you know, I think I said this before, right? Because I was very curious, right? I was like, hey, who are the main guys that you go to? What are the main sites that you go to for gaming news? And I guess stupidly, I didn't realize that half the people were like, you. I'm like, you, Tony, I go to you for news. I'm like, oh, yeah, I do that for a job, don't I? So even I forget. You know? It's hilarious, man. All right, let's move on here.
Chris.
Let's go Chris next. Yeah. Chris, where do you see yourself in 10 years, bruh?
I don't know, run ragged when my daughter is running laps around the house and just collapsed on the floor. Like daddy's tired. I don't know.
Dan says she'll be the CEO of Nintendo.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That'd be revenge.
Take that, Reggie.
You know.
I have my passions. Like I'm like Carlos. Like programming for me pays the bills, but I don't come home and do hackathons. I don't give a shit about any of that. Like, outside of that, I like that it supports my hobbies, including playing video games, and I would to write and do other stuff. And hopefully, I'm hoping like, it'd be the dream that I could retire early. Because like honestly, like I would just love to do shit for myself and not have somebody tell me to just even though I get paid for it, code something that doesn't go anywhere, or work on some project for months that's just mothballed. And that'd be nice. It'd be nice.
Good stuff.
Early retirement and just doing my own thing.
By the way, that's something I also, because I was thinking about, like, like what am I doing? Going to be doing? This is other question. Like, what am I doing 20, 30 years from now? I kind of want to, become like damn, that's kind of funny. I kind of do want to become an influencer. Just be on YouTube, just making fucking videos, like giving my vast knowledge of shit, that I've obtained over the years or decades. So I think that would be cool. I see a bunch of these old guys. Think about like this, right? By the time I'm like in my 60s, there's going to be other gamers in their 60s too, so they're going to want to hear my perspective on things. So I think that'll be cool, because we never had that in gaming. Obviously, no one's old enough to be at that level, really.
No, unless you're like you're already like an older person doing it. Like you're like like there's the Dark Souls grandmother. Like that.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like a guy who's like in the actual industry doing it. I think that'll be, so basically my point is like, I'll be able to provide information to people for decades until the day I die. I don't really want to retire, like I want to just keep going,
Here's the thing, like whenever you do something creative or something like, you kind of never really retire.
And that's what it is, because think about it. I'm passionate about this shit. I want to keep doing this shit until I fucking die, Like I don't want to just like, I want to retire to some little fucking island. Oh, fuck that. I want to keep doing what I'm doing, I feel
like what comes with age is working smarter.
Yes, exactly.
Where you've learned after you've grinded through all the years and years and years of stuff, you've sort of become smarter at your chosen profession, and it's become like, okay, now I can just you can Jack Kirby it. You can get it done. That's kind
of what I do, man. It is better than the shit I did before. Carlos, where do you see yourself when you're my age, bruh?
I see myself finding more passions in life. I think that's an important thing. Like I'm someone that is passionate about a lot of things. Gaming is, I mean, you guys hear it in the podcast. I'm really passionate about gaming, but it's probably like 10 it's like on my number 10 on my top 10 things that I'm passionate about. I'm more passionate about sports. I'm more passionate about sometimes like cars and anime and stuff like that, TV and movies. So finding more things that I'm passionate about. I like having a lot of things that get me excited about life. Whenever a chapter of One Piece drops, whenever a new movie comes out, Tenet comes out, whenever whenever my favorite team is going to play, or whenever
Avatar 2 comes out.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever that comes out, that's probably going to come out in 10 years. So I can look forward to that. So yeah, it's some passions that I was slowly finally doing these past couple of years has been traveling. I think I traveled more in the past 2 or 3 years than I have almost my entire life. Mostly because I grew up not really having the money to travel, and we used to always drive wherever we went. I didn't get into an airplane until I was like 17, I think was the age that I was the first time I got on an airplane. So going to Japan, going to Korea multiple times, going to New York for the first time, going to San Francisco for the first time, going to New Orleans, for the first time. Those things were like, wow, it's like, I kind of limited myself by not, experiencing these kinds of things. And it's something that, I kind of have like now a passion. It's crazy. Like at the beginning of the year, I used to talk to these guys all about my plans for the year. I'm like, yo, I'm going to go to Europe for the first time in the summer. I'm going to go to Japan on the fall. This is going to be crazy, man. And, Rona happened. So finding more passions is something that I'm looking forward to. I know I'm going to find them. So yeah, can't wait.
Good stuff. Brian.
But funny thing is, I actually want to do a lot more traveling. I've not really been traveling the world much for many weird reasons.
Brian, you'll be stealing all my answers, man.
I'm sorry, Carlos, but it's just always been one of the things. The biggest issue was that my girlfriend's father was kind of like in the same situation as Manny's mother, in that she got diagnosed with lung cancer, and then after a while he had his second stroke. So hence she was in the same boat as Manny was, in that she didn't want to leave in case things just got really bad, and she was concerned and all sorts. So we just said, okay, let's just not travel. So definitely want to travel a bit more just to see what's out there. Clearly with the Rona and what that has in planned has in store for us, I have no idea. So it may not even traveling that much. But I have a few ideas of personal projects I want to work on. I can't disclose what they are just yet because I don't want to, and I want to leave that to be something exciting out there. I have a few ideas as to what type of apps I want to build as well, mainly just to build up my portfolio. And I did at first want to work for one of the fan companies, so Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google. But after just hearing like all the stories of like just how terrible it is there, I'm like, maybe not work for these giant companies where no one really cares about you.
Oh, Brian, by the way, if you, not only those stories, there's also the stories of people. It's like a second job just to fucking learn how to interview for these companies.
Yeah, that too. So I'm just like, do I really need that stress when I'm capable enough to work for pretty much any of the banks in the UK or in Europe? Like, no, I don't, because I'm pretty sure that they'll pay roughly the same amount. I mean, they are banks; they have money, So where I see myself in 10 years, a bit more traveled, released, hopefully 2 personal projects that I have ideas for, Hopefully release the app that I'm working to make as well at the same time. And that's about it. Oh, obviously. In 10 years' time, I should have my 100th trophy. And that will be my last.
Shit.
My 100th platinum trophy. And that will be the last platinum trophy. Because after 100, I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
I said the same thing about 3.
Man.
So it'll be your last.
Yeah.
This will be my
But
last.
well, I'm on 42, and I have I have at least 10 that I definitely want to get in time, and I'm sure that I can make up the rest of them. So,
I mean, it was fun. It's funny. I was looking at your trophy, and like me and you and Chris are around the same sort of range.
oh yeah, we are close. Like you just said that you got your 40th. I got my 42nd.
You guys are in
Platinum.
the same range.
Yeah. I got my 42nd platinum this weekend. Well, my 41st and 42nd platinum this weekend. So we're like neck and neck almost.
Nice. All right, let me check again.
You're way
Yeah.
ahead of me.
Yeah. Let me check again. Brett, are you here, sir? Oh, I'm gonna text this dude. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But let's get to the next question. I believe this is the last one from Mr. Barnaby Juan. All right.
Juan.
Again, running a motif here. What is your dream goal for the future? What achievement would make you feel satisfied and accomplished? Damn, this motherfucker's getting deep tonight. Here's the thing. I do have an answer, but I don't want to disclose it publicly. Right? Kind of hinted at it before. There is something I'm working on behind the scenes, and if it pays off literally and figuratively, it'll actually fulfill me better than gaming will, by like a factor of 10, because it's actually from me and nobody else. So I don't want to talk about it, because I'm just gonna say there are too many fucking writers. I say this shit on Twitter all the time, and you never see a damn thing from. I don't want to be those guys. I want to be one of these guys like, yo, I got this. Check it out. So that's what I hope, and also it kind of ties back to the last question. If I could be one of these guys in 10 years making money off of this shit, I'll be good. I'll be fucking nice, and on top of video games, because I don't want to leave that behind either. I'm trying to skirt around my answer, but because I don't want to blow it up like Brian. Like, I don't want to say nothing just yet. Let me be about it instead of talking about it.
I like your idea, Tony, but I highly recommend that you buy a mechanical typewriter, because that will definitely help you write better.
Do I need one of those fucking hats too?
You
no.
gotta get yourself a writing hat.
Also, and a pipe, right? I need one of those. I gotta become a fucking smoker now.
What was that one company at the end of it was like a logo at the end of shows, right? It'd be like a writer sitting at a typewriter.
I know what you're talking about.
And he throws the paper in air,
and it turns around. Yeah.
It turns around.
He throws it, and then becomes a cartoon animated.
Yeah, because an animated piece of paper and it's the logo.
Yeah,
you want to be that guy.
Yeah,
because he's literally the epitome of that. He literally looked like the writer.
Yeah,
on a typewriter.
Oh no! Kill, fuck, marry. We've answered that before, bro. We've answered that in the past. Manny, go ahead, man. What would make you satisfied?
The satisfied is just having a job, working a position or something like that keeps me comfortable. I don't need to hustle so hard. I mean, this last year alone, I mean, you guys get little inklings of what I've been doing. I've been burning myself since November, staying up late every single night trying to get these things done, because everybody wants to get everything all done by before the holidays. Before the holidays go. So it's I just don't want to. I want something that's more comfortable and something that I don't need to hustle as hard. And also to work on my own things, obviously. But obviously, I'm not going to talk about that either. I'm not going to be bragging about stuff that ain't happened yet. But just like Brian and Tony, is just got some things. Don't know exactly when I'll get to them, but yeah.
I don't want to brag about something that ain't happening. I wonder what you're talking about, dude.
No, I mean, feel because you know what that is. That's what is called sympathetic magic. If you it's called like if you keep telling yourself that that this thing is gonna happen, it's gonna happen, sort of thing.
Mhm.
No, it doesn't happen. You just keep talking about it until you're 10 years later and you still haven't done anything with it.
Yeah,
Right.
no, you don't want that shit.
But I feel like that's
yeah.
the biggest hurdle. That's the biggest hurdle of the creation process for yourself. Number one, taking that step off of the cliff of the unknown, because there's the safety of doing your normal job and doing all of that stuff, but then there's that unknown. Will your thing even do whatever you created do anything? Will it just sink to the bottom of the sea? You don't know. You just put yourself out there, and something might happen. But you can't really be afraid of that sort of stuff. And then also, again, just constantly telling people and the internet you're going to be doing this thing, and no.
All right, Adam. What's your dream goal for the future? What's an accomplishment that'll make you feel satisfied?
See my kids grow up and live a happy life, to actually make it through all the chaos that we call life. There's so much that's out there that can harm us besides this virus and all those other things that are always happening. This craziness. I know people that had their kids kidnapped and shit. It's like I just want to know that I made it to the point where I could see them as adults functioning, have a job, just doing their own thing, and then I'm like, yeah, I did it. That's it. Because once you bring a life into the world, that becomes your new goal in life. It's no longer about just you and what you're doing. It's now keeping this child or these kids alive and to become functional in this crazy world, and not just say, hey, wing it, just figure it out. Just do the best you can for them, and that's my goal. If I can do that, then that's fine. That's it for me.
To make it says the same thing in the chat. He goes, everything he does now is about his wife and daughter. There you go.
That's it. It's family. When you get to that point, that's it. It's like a switch turns. It's like, all right, it's not just you now. It's them.
Well, that's your biological imperative turning on. That's ultimately that's all we're here for. Procreate.
It's the whole thing of just like are you giving them enough to prepare themselves for the future, right? Because you think about it, like let's say the good 20 years of your life sort of dictates essentially what sort of gives you the semi roadmap of what maybe the future might hold, and how much of that did your parents or the things that you've learned in that time sort of set you off onto that path. Yeah.
There you go. All right, Carlos.
I don't have kids. I don't
You're
have
not
health
old.
problems. Yeah. I think my goal, well, I do have one. Being in a if I'm in my same job, I want to have sort of the highest position you can get. I'm kind of halfway there.
You want to be
already.
CEO?
Well, yeah.
Well, I'm running everything.
That'd be pretty nice. But no, I want to be a. They're called. I don't know if you guys call them this, Chris or Brian, but TFALs. They're like the sort of like the tech leads of subsystems. And I'm kind of working my way up there for the particular subsystem that I'm working with. Either that, or if I don't get my job, I want to live in a foreign country for at least a year. I just want to. I don't know why, but like, I just want to live somewhere else just to see how it is. Just to experience.
I wanted to do. I wanted to live in England. That was my goal
Oh,
for a long time.
Brian has an extra closet.
That was it. That was my goal, just to get a job doing something around the EPL, something in the industry, not playing on the field, but behind the scenes stuff, whether tech related or broadcasting or BBC or something. Just that was for a long time. I actually would send resume stuff. No one gives a shit because whatever. But I was
they're
like,
not going to fly you over.
No, they're definitely not that. But I wouldn't care. I would just find my own way. But still, you have to get other. There's more qualified people. You got Brian over there. You know what I mean? There's people that can do the job over there. They don't need other people to import. But man, I would definitely have loved to live that life for a little while, and that is one of my goals. That because I didn't answer my 10-year thing, but within 10 years, I would love to just travel to England, go to Old Trafford, the Emirates, just to feel that experience up close in person.
Yo, by the way, Carlos, Toolmaker says you could go visit him in New Zealand, bro.
I want to do the Lord of the Rings tour. So
you know.
I hear the airport over there is all Lord of the Rings themed. It's
Didn't
got
they
like
name it after somebody? They named it after a character, right?
Did they? No, I don't know that.
Aragorn Airport?
I know
It's like the Gondor Airport.
Gondor
I heard
Airport.
they were doing something like that. I don't know.
I know.
Oh man.
Minas Landing.
Yeah, Minas Landing.
Yo, what's going on, Young Savage? That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Where you been, brother?
Yo.
That's an old school name right there, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hear some weird scratching. I think Brett's back.
Yep. Sorry about that. I was having some problems.
So just to put a cap on that sounded bad. Just to end my thing real quick is, and I thought about this, and I've been wanting to tell my boss. I'm like, hey, can I take a year
yourself?
off? Well, that's number 2. It's like, yo, can I take the year off? I don't care if I get paid, if I have benefits or anything. I just want to keep my job and go to Japan for a year, or go to
Japan. It's a sabbatical. You just right now, see, you showed us it online, but he doesn't listen to us. You could say that you want to take a sabbatical for educational purposes, and that you want to go back to school for something. And most of the time, they will put it on hold. They'll be like, okay, if the work, whatever your degree, or whatever you're working toward, can apply. Now, you could just go and take a trade course, whatever country you want to go to, just to get some kind of certificate, but then use the rest of that time just to live life over there. So you can do that.
Now make sure also that your boss does not hear this podcast.
Yeah, hey, why do you think this ever on camera?
But I know a few people have done that. They've taken sabbaticals, just so they can either live overseas or. I had a buddy of mine who worked at a website. I don't even know if it's around iVillage, and he met a girl online, and she lived in another country, and he said, "Fuck it," he took the same thing, a sabbatical, went to go live over there. I haven't heard from him since, so I hope it worked out.
A sabbatical.
Man was gone, son.
She
going
came
to the Untitled
down.
Lands.
She came down. No, it wasn't like, oh, he just saw online. She came down. They met for the first time. They were doing everything online. And he met her in the city, took pictures, the whole thing. He even sent me on my phone. He was like, look, she's real. I'm like, oh, that's good. And then that was it. We kept talking. And then he said, yo, I'm going to go in the summertime. I'm going to leave. And I'm going to take a year. I was like, all right. That was it. I never heard from him again. His phone, I guess his cell phone disconnected because, he went over. He never turned it back on. So, yeah, hopefully he's alive.
Yeah, right. She could have killed him, or however said his organs. Who knows, man?
That's true.
Would you mind eating a little bit more healthy now?
Yeah, right. Anyway, Brett, since we have you back here, what is your dream goal for the future? What achievement would make you feel accomplished and satisfied?
I'm just kind of at the point in my life where I just just shit around the house. There's, how do I say this nicely? I'm at the point in my life where I don't bother having giant dreams anymore. Just want to kind of get by. So I don't know.
I mean, that happens to everyone when we get older. It's just life becomes more realistic, and it's like more bleak and pessimistic and everything.
Not for me, son. Shit's about to get better. Fuck that.
Changes. There's things that you bring into your life. There's people, you meet somebody, and then certain things happen in your life.
That was me in my 20s. I'm done with that shit, man. It's all about positivity.
Well, other than Tony, everyone else, in their late teens, early 20s, it's like the world is your fucking oyster, and it's like you're in your late 30s. They're like, no, it's not. So yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. I'm like, because when I was younger, I'm like, man, fucking life sucks. This shit ain't going nowhere now. I'm 40. I'm like, let's fucking go. Let's do this shit. Something like the opposite.
We're also, a lot of us are from the 90s, the 90s / 80s generation, and a lot of that shit was bleak.
Yeah, that was
Come
bleak
on,
as fuck.
look at what we're listening to, man.
All that shit.
We thought the world was going to end in the
All
year
that shit.
2000. You know,
We number one is like number one. We came
the
out of the
fucking
Cold
Soviets
War.
were going to nuke us. You know,
Year 2000, we thought the world was going to fucking end. Then fucking 9/11.
then it did end.
And
And the economy crashed.
Then the economy crashed. Yeah. So
Yeah, no, fucking all right. So, Brian.
It's a tough one because again, I don't really have goals like that. I just kind of like live like year by year, just seeing how things go. But personally, I would like to learn how to drive because I think that'd be more fun. And I think that traveling the world would be best if you know how to drive because then you just rent a car and then just drive around.
This is how you know my man's from a big city and shit. Because as a New Yorker thinks, like, we don't know how to fucking drive.
I still don't know how to drive.
Hey Brian, I find that pretty ironic.
Oh,
That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, oh, never gonna let that go, man.
He's not gonna let that go.
What Brian says, you try driving around fucking London, right?
No, Brian's like, yo, why don't you actually learn how to drive in GTA, motherfucker?
I guess. Well, okay. I guess that like an older dream that I did have was the idea of doing the bull run in the US. So just driving from one side of the coast to the other side of the coast. I thought that could be fun, but then I always said to myself, I need to learn how to drive, and now I'm here, like 12 years later, still haven't been there, still haven't learned how to drive. So I guess that dream just not going to happen. And of course, COVID. So definitely not this year. Well,
No,
definitely not
Brian,
this year. Definitely not next
Brian,
year.
you and me, man. I can drive. We'll do the cannonball run. Let's go.
Yeah, one of you has to. So I guess, Chris, you're gonna grow your Burt Reynolds mustache at that point, right?
No, I'm gonna dress up like Captain Chaos because I'm fat, dude. I gotta dress up like Dom DeLuise
Yo,
in
Brian,
the red suit and the cape.
yo, Brian, I thought for some reason I thought you were gonna say the running of the bulls. I'm just imagining the one black dude in fucking Spain running for the bulls.
Oh god.
Hell to the no.
Damn.
It's like that's why I want to learn to drive so that I can smack my car into the bowl.
You know? Oh man! All right, Chris. Chris, what about you,
Why the
man?
hell would anyone want to be like in front of some bulls?
I
Like,
don't know.
they-
These
Yo,
motherfuckers,
they're
like-
crazy, man. In Spain, that's it.
it's like 1 ton of muscle and horns.
angry, you know? Yeah.
Yo,
like a
charging at you.
It's like a recipe
Right to
for
be
death.
angry, by the way.
It's like, hey, what do you want to do? I want to get run over by a fucking bull. I don't get it. No, not just one, hundreds of them. Those motherfuckers are pissed. All right, Chris,
You get Mufasa.
you know.
Shit.
Too
For
soon,
me,
Carlo.
I mean, it's kind of the same answer as Adam has. You know, now that I have a kid and I want to leave something for her. But one thing I would love to have done, and maybe I'll still do it. I don't know. I would love to publish my own comic.
Ooh.
I've had that dream for a long time. So I don't know. Maybe I'll find the time, to do it. Maybe I'll try again. Because I think that's more attainable. Like I've always, the other thing I always wanted to do is make a video game. Make a video game is freaking hard. And now I'm looking at Cyberpunk. Like, yeah, I think I'm gonna skip that.
You know.
You guys have way more resources and money than me, and look at this shit. So I'm gonna skip that. just learn to write. I have a couple books on writing, and I got one of this guy's books on screenwriting, and I'm reading it. So I still have the interest. The passion's still there. So
Yo,
but
Chris,
maybe one day.
not to say nothing, but if you need some advice, hit me up.
Oh yeah, there you go. Man.
Hey, you already know, man.
Like, yeah, you just so happen to know a professional writer right now.
You know, I'm just saying. All right, let's move on, man. Next question. Now we're actually gonna get into some light stuff. Have some heavy fucking questions from you guys just to start us off, man.
Yo, man. Well, now you know us. Now you know us a bit better, right?
Yeah, that's it, man. We still got another 3 hours to go. We still got so many fucking questions. All right, Black Metal Gamer. This one, nice. This one, I'm not being facetious. This is nice and simple. What are your favorite fast food restaurants, and what are your favorite things to order?
Ooh.
Favorite fast food, damn.
So,
I
Whataburger, green chili double.
Oh shit!
That's one of the best things.
Five
Yeah,
Guys in for me if we're going to come to that.
Oh, you got to be more specific than that.
Well,
And
just
what's
as
the
an
order?
example,
Five Guys.
their house burger, which is pretty much a double patty bacon with lettuce, tomato, all that stuff. Just their normal house burger. That I love that burger. I just walk in there, I'm like, yeah, just give me the bacon burger.
Yeah.
That's it.
I've got,
The bacon
I've got to
cheeseburger.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Love it.
Yo,
It's
does
good.
pizza count as fast food?
Oh yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so there you go.
Yeah.
2 slices
Yeah,
of
that always
Valentino's,
works.
man. Pepperoni. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I would have to
Pizza
say
always
that.
works.
I'd have to say that's mine. It's Valentino's. It's sometimes on Fridays, me and my mom we'd have some pizza, or we have a little pizza for my birthday or something like that. Yeah,
That
Can't miss
Valentino's, man. That's the shit
Mhm.
right there.
Yeah,
You know?
no, if pizza counts, then
Want to have the
that's
Chinese
New
food
York-
place?
What?
There is, but
What?
I like pizza more, man.
I don't know. Most
No,
Chinese.
I thought there was.
Is there a Chinese food place? There's a Chinese food place literally on every corner around
No,
me.
I
You
just
know?
remember the
Yeah.
pizza place. Is that the one that was near your place, where your mom lived? That place.
Oh,
that pizza place that we used to go to.
okay.
Is that the same one?
Oh well, no. That's Valentino's was the other one. That was the one that was near my mom's place. Was called Angelo's. That place was fucking good.
That was a
But
good
they-
place.
Yeah,
That
we
was
used
a
to go
good
to
place.
Then
that one all the time. We would walk
it
over.
got
there.
taken over. Then
Yeah, they
then
got closed down. They got turned.
became Pizza Professor.
Yeah.
And shit.
Oh no. Pizza Professor was my old barber shop.
Oh, okay, all right.
So
I know there was some other place that opened.
You cut your hair and put a slice of pizza in your mouth.
oh no, because okay, so funny thing. I used to when I still lived in that area on Jewel Avenue. I used to go to this crazy ancient old like barber, like to the point the guy had been working there for so long. He had that place in his family for so long. Whatever. He had an old school cash register. It wasn't even one of those digital ones. It was like an old like brass cash register with the big buttons and shit on it.
Shit.
On the walls were all those old things, like the old like things where everybody's hair slicked back and all that shit. So he had that place for so long. In fact, when I first started going there, he used to have a partner that used to be on another part of the thing. He used to have another barber, but eventually he was the only one that was there for years until he finally retired. And then they turned it into a Pizza Professor. No, Angelo's got turned into another pizza place, which was like a kosher pizza place, which
Yeah, fuck that shit.
which the pizza ended up not being that good, which is kind of weird because there was already a kosher pizza place already down
right
the
down
street.
there. Yeah, right,
So it's
right
like,
where the bus stop.
why do
yeah.
you need more than one of these places?
Well, think about the neighborhood.
The neighborhood I grew up in was had a big Hasidic Jewish.
It
It was
still
mostly
does.
Hasidic Jews. Yeah, so
It still does. I pass by it every time, man. Chris, you said pizza too, right?
Yeah, I mean, in New York, that was my favorite. Like,
Yeah.
but move down here, I would say I've been enjoying Whataburger, specifically the patty melt on the Texas toast.
Oh, that's pretty good too.
That's pretty good, yeah. But like all time fit, it's like New York, you can't beat pizza. Like just you could go anywhere, like anywhere in the boroughs and get good pizza. So
That's it. Just turn. I go pizza place. Let's go.
yeah. There's what your favorite one in Briarwood over there? No, that one.
oh yeah, Alba's.
Yeah.
Alba's Pizza.
Didn't we go there one time?
We've been
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
that's
yeah.
good
You can eat. They got
Yeah, they got good stuff. Adam, you said Five Guys, right? Five Guys that's good stuff.
I mean, pizza is general stuff. Yeah, pizza, but for burgers, I always find it hard to find a good burger. All kinds of places that make a burger, but a quality burger, and Five Guys really stands out.
Five Guys is the shit, for real. All right, Brett, fast food.
I think it's probably Culver's. Do you guys have a Culver's out there?
What's that?
Yeah, I have one.
Okay.
It's good.
Culver's.
Culver's is good.
They make those kind of like real thin style cheeseburgers.
Yeah, they have a fountains and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's fucking dope. They make their own root beer that's delicious, and
Yeah,
they
pretty good.
have frozen custard.
Mhm.
So usually I'll go up there, get a double bacon cheeseburger, some cheese curds, which is, you guys know what cheese curds are, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Some cheese curds and a concrete. That shit is delicious.
Yo, man, you making me hungry.
Hey Tony, you could also say Shake Shack for burgers.
Yeah,
Oh,
very
yeah.
similar.
Oh, Shake Shack. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I had to look up cheese curds. I never heard of those. Looks good.
Oh, they're fucking great.
Brian. Oh, I want to hear this one in London. What you got over there, bro? For Cheeky Nando's, man.
Funny enough, that's actually what I had for lunch.
Nice.
Because why? Because why not? Yeah. So my thing is, I swear that we answered this question before, or I'm just having deja
We
vu.
probably did.
Yeah, probably. That feels a bit familiar.
And it's probably Black Metal Gamer that asked it.
See if people are consistent.
Yeah, Cheeky Nando's. Yeah, he is, man. By the way, he asked us another question. I think we answered it before too, but who the fuck knows? Right. The next one is: what is the worst? What are the worst movies you have ever seen?
Oh my god!
Yo,
Baby
the
Driver.
first Wing Commander.
Wing Commander.
Wing Commander's a travesty.
Terrible.
Yeah,
That is the worst fucking.
that's an abomination.
Human Centipede. What the fuck?
How the hell do you have a video game with full motion video that has a better fucking cast than the goddamn big budget movie? Wing Commander.
Yo, I'll take the puppets in the Wing Commander video game for the Kilrathi over whatever the fucking shit they had in the Hollywood movie.
Oh
I was like,
my
what the
God.
fuck is that? That's supposed to be those aliens?
It was
The
like
tiger
they were like,
aliens?
yeah, they were like lion tiger aliens.
Yeah, they just look like slime monsters. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Ugh.
Yeah, they had fucking Freddie Prinze Jr. and that guy from Scream, and they kept yelling for a medic the entire movie. A medic never came until the end of the fucking movie. That
It
movie,
was like the running joke.
movie was fucking terrible. Like the whole theater, because it was me, Manny, Mike, and a couple other friends. We were just the whole theater was just dogging on it the whole time. We didn't give a fuck. We were talking through it. Nobody gave a shit.
The only reason why we went to see it,
What was it?
the
Okay,
Star Wars
trailer.
was in it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Star Wars trailer was in front of it.
And they felt so bad that we saw this stupid movie. They actually ran it twice, didn't
Yeah.
they? They ran.
They ran the trailer twice. Like, sorry guys. That movie was shit.
Because they knew why the fuck we were there. We were there to see no fucking Wing Commander. We wanted to see that Star Wars trailer.
You know, what was it for? Episode 2? I think it was.
It was either episode 2 or 1. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was for probably 1, to be honest.
Yeah.
I remember I got pissed off because I went to go see that fucking, what's the name of that? Incredibles, I think it was called. I went to go see this fucking movie for that trailer. They didn't show the trailer. I had to sit through this stupid ass fucking cartoon movie, and I never got to see the trailer. It's like, ugh, annoying, you know? All right, Adam, for worst movies.
There's a bunch. I mentioned one, the Human Centipede. That was fucking horrible.
That Riku's favorite.
Oh my lord. Damn, what was it? There was another one that comes to mind. I can't remember, blanking on the name, but it's similar to that where he turned the guy into a walrus.
Oh, the Kevin Smith movie.
Kevin Smith movie. Oh my god! I had to stop watching. I was like, this is horrible. Yeah, where they pick up the guy from Jeepers Creepers, and then he does all these experiments and turns him into like a walrus. It was bad. It was really bad.
Oh man.
So yeah, those are the two that come to mind.
All right, Carlos.
So one time, Adam knows this. Like in Xbox Live days, you can join a party and watch Netflix together.
I miss those days.
They were pretty
little
fun.
heads, just like a Mystery Science Theater. Yeah. Cool.
Mm-hmm. We watched a movie about a tire.
Rubber.
That's it. It's a fucking
You watched
tire.
Rubber?
Yeah, I think it's called Rubber. Actually, yeah. It's just a fucking tire rolling around, and that's it.
Wow.
It was rolling around. It's rolling around, and it also has psychic powers because it blows people's heads
Does
up.
it blow people's heads up? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the one. Oh, shit.
Ridiculous.
It's just a fucking tire, man.
Wow.
It was fucking stupid, but
All right, there you go.
that's-
All right, Brett, worst movies you ever seen?
I don't know if it's the worst one that I've ever seen, but the one that I've most viscerally reacted to was Baby Driver. I don't remember why I was watching or something like that, but it's just such a bullshit annoying. Like, it's so bad, and it constantly shoves itself into your face how bad it is, and it doesn't know what subtlety is. So, like, yeah, he listens to music. Music is his fuel. Like, yeah, I fucking get it. He's a driver. Like, yeah, okay, I get it.
He's a
But he has
baby.
tinnitus, so that he has to listen to music all the time. Like, no, I fucking get it. It's like 5 minutes into the movie, and then like 45 minutes later, it's like, yeah, now he doesn't have music anymore, so he's sad. That's how you can tell that he's sad, because he stopped listening to music. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. The movie made me viscerally angry with how dumb it was. So yeah, it's hard to say the worst movie I've ever seen, because it kind of goes into the territory of like The Room. Like, how bad is it before it gets good again? But yeah, the one I remember, like, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking punch somebody if I ever have to watch a goddamn movie again. It's Baby Driver.
Oh man! All
And
right.
goes another one with Divine eating the dog shit and stuff and licking furniture.
Oh, what?
And and giving her son a blowjob. And it was so fucking weird. I saw that. I went
What
to
the
Angelica
fuck?
to see that. Remember that? That was with Divine, the drag queen. It's called
Oh
Pink
no!
Flamingo.
Come on, son. Come on, son.
You don't remember that? That's the same one she did. She was also in Hairspray.
Oh,
It was the woman that was in Hairspray. It's a John Waters film.
John Travolta? Are you talking about John Travolta?
Well, John Waters, you already said it's
Yeah.
going to be weird.
Yeah, it was.
It's
Yeah,
already
it was.
weird.
Yeah, it was too. It was over the
Yeah.
top.
All right, Brian.
It's a toss-up between A Ghost Story, which is a story about a man who dies, and then he just watches his girlfriend live through life, and
Oh, it's
then his
recent.
house.
That just came out. I was gonna watch that. Thanks.
Don't.
Well, there you go. You
It's on the
saved him. He
trailer.
saved you, Adam.
He wears a sheet, right? He walks around. He has a sheet over him.
Oh no, he's dead.
Yeah, but they don't see.
He's a ghost.
the sheet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just boring. I'm not gonna lie. It's just boring. It's like 2 hours of just a man just stood there watching his girlfriend live through life, and it's like, why am I watching a film of a man watching his family live life? This is boring. It needs to end. And second worst, or tied worst, The Happening.
The Marky Mark movie.
Pretty good. I remember that.
By the way, I should say every M. Night Shyamalan movie is the worst movie ever. Jesus.
Well,
One hit
some of them
wonder.
are good.
Yeah, I might
No.
change my answer to The Village.
Yeah, oh
But-
my God. For me, it was
But
fucking
The Happening, man.
Signs. Too. Ooh, what a bad fucking movie. Oh,
Signs.
the
Have you
aliens
seen
are
The
afraid
Happening?
or allergic to water. One of the most abundant things in the fucking universe. All right, sure, bruh. Anyway,
Have
sorry,
you seen
Brian.
The Happening, Tony?
No, I haven't, because after that, I told all my friends, like, don't make me see another one of these fucking movies from this guy. Fuck this shit. After Unbreakable and Science, I'm like, no more. This guy sucks. And the world, I was proven right eventually. Brian, I'm not gonna see that movie, but I know how bad it is. Nature is fucking the evil villain.
The Happening's
were
worse,
vindicated.
man. The Happening's way worse.
Oh my God.
I would happily watch like every other M. Night Shyamalan film, apart from the one in the water, because I've not seen that yet.
I heard that was
Lady
even
in the
worse.
Water is
Any of
Lady
them,
in the Water, that one's bad.
the worst.
apart from The
it-
Happening.
But Brian, don't be careful what you say, because Dragon Ball Evolution is in that filmography.
I forgot about that film. Thank you, Carlos. Right, I'm off
I
the podcast now because Carlos gave me some PTSD.
have a fun story on that.
No,
I
man.
actually went to see that in the movies.
Yeah, right. No. I mean, quick. You can keep it quick if you want, because we still got a lot of questions.
Dragon Ball Z Evolution.
Oh, you saw it in?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I saw it in the movies. The reason why I saw it in the movies because it was a coworker's birthday, and his one thing was like, "Hey, we're all gonna go take you out to the movies. What do you want to see? I want to see Dragon Ball Z Evolution
Oh my
because he
God.
knew it, he loves seeing bad films. He knew the movie was going to be bad, and it was bad. It was so bad. It was literally like, yeah.
Wow.
Good.
All right, man. Let's move on to the next.
Wait, I didn't
Oh,
answer
my
it.
bad, Chris. I thought. Other than Wing Commander.
No, man, there's a list of movies, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
go ahead.
Batman and Robin. I walked out of the theater. That
I
movie.
could never finish that fucking movie. I could
Yeah,
never
neither
finish
could I. I walked, Tony. I got up and left. I got up and fucking left the theater. I'm like, no, I can't take it. This is an insult. I wanted to like
Is that the one
go.
with George Clooney? That was George Clooney, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
George
George Clooney,
Clooney as
that's right, that's
Batman.
right, yeah.
I wanted to take the train to Manhattan and go to DC's offices and be like, how could you let this happen? Like, how could you let this happen? It hasn't got much better, but Jesus. I mean, fuck, I've seen a bunch of bad movies. Master of Disguise with Dana Carvey might be one of the worst
God,
things I've ever
man.
seen.
God.
Battlefield Earth, that was a
Ooh.
travesty. the Halle Berry Catwoman movie again.
Oh.
Take the fucking E train to Manhattan. Go to DC's offices. How do you let this happen? What is going on with you
Come on
guys?
here.
Shit. Man, I don't know. Those stand out to me as like the worst things I've ever seen.
Oh man.
Just so horrible.
You
All
can't
right,
take those
yeah.
back either.
No, you can't. That's it, man.
Lived them already.
All right, moving on. Last question from Mr. Black Metal Gamer. This is the one I feel we answered before, but fuck it. If Celebrity Deathmatch ever returned, who would you like to see fighting? For you guys who know, Celebrity Deathmatch was this claymation show on MTV where they had the celebrities of the time fighting each other. You know, so I guess it would be more like modern celebrities. You know,
Celebrity deathmatch.
Celebrity
Good
Deathmatch.
fight. Good night.
There you go. You know what? For fun, since apparently they hate each other now. Troy Baker and Nolan North.
Oh
Yeah.
They have a podcast together. They're no longer friends.
No, they're yeah, they don't like each other anymore. They had a falling out.
Over
They had
that.
a whole video podcast where they sat on the
Becca
couch
says
and
Phil
just played video
Spencer and
games.
Jim Ryan.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Jim Bryan
I don't
stuff.
believe that. I don't believe it.
Yeah, no, they had a falling out.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not going to get into that. Let's go for the answer. So that's my answer. Troy Baker and Nolan North going at it. Adam, what about you? Celebrity Deathmatch.
Well, the celebrities I know are wrestlers, and they already fight, so I don't have anybody else.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Manny.
That's it.
Hideo Kojima and the guy who directed The Last of Us.
Oh shit, Neil
Druckmann?
There you go.
By the way, this is how you know this is a video game podcast. We're like just using fucking developers. And shit.
Oh, either that you flip either that Neil Druckmann, you flip out Neil Druckmann, or you put Cliffy B versus Kojima.
Actually, how about this? Oh, I got the battle of the David Jaffe and Cliffy B, the battle of the has-beens. You know.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh man! All right, Carlos.
Man, I would want fuck. Come back to me.
All right, Brian.
Ooh, it's a tough one. Because again, I don't really follow much culture, so I don't really know.
Yeah, this is why we keep saying game developers because we don't fucking know.
Or game actors.
Yeah.
Here we go.
These actors.
Breathe. Who's the one that stars in Wonder Woman? I've
Oh,
also
Gal
forgotten her name.
Gadot.
Her versus Brie Larson.
I'm rooting for Gal Gadot, man. That's all I'm saying.
And you know what? Just because it'd be quite funny, Chris Evans, yep, versus Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, that
just
would be
as a
interesting.
callback.
Kevin
I feel like-
Spacey versus Bill Cosby. Dang!
Oh no!
Damn.
Battle of the perverts.
The battle of the canceled.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
Well,
I was
now
about
you
to
have
say
have
something, but I'm not trying to
Harvey-
get political here because remember, we can name anybody.
Yeah, you can. I mean, who? I would think Harvey Weinstein versus some other.
I was about to say
executive.
Harvey Weinstein versus somebody.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I have political people in my head right now, but I'm not going to do that right now.
Okay, fuck it. I want to see Boris Johnson versus Theresa May.
Oh shit!
Full out fight. And also Trump versus Biden in an actual fist fight.
Thank you, Brian. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say. Biden versus fucking like actually Trump going at it. You know?
The battle of the old.
Yeah. Right. Oh.
It'd probably be like a sissy fight. Like.
Fucking. Let me stop before I get in trouble. All right.
I got mine.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Chris Evans versus Chris Pratt versus Chris Hemsworth.
Oh shit.
That's
Versus
one.
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine. Just throw all of them in
Yes,
there.
yes.
Tag team.
Chris's.
The Royal Chris Rumble.
Exactly.
Hey, celebrity.
That-
They did shit like that on the Celebrity Deathmatch too, so that's perfectly valid.
I got another one, and I don't know who else is gonna get this, but for me, this will be perfect, especially in 2020. Tiger King versus Carol Baskin.
Ooh.
So,
but too bad there's no crickets during the winter. I'm like, who fuck?
Yeah, I mean, did you hear? Well, she had an accident at her farm recently. One of the tigers bit off.
Tom Cruise versus Mel Gibson. Oh shit! That would be the battle of the crazy. You know. Anyway, who has a tiger?
How about Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Stallone? They have an ongoing beef right now.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
I think they had that during the original Celebrity Deathmatch.
Schwarzenegger talked some shit at one of the late night shows about Arnold, about Sylvester Stallone.
He's a little sissy man.
So then Arnold, if you look it up, Stallone. He did a little video that he posted. He's like, how dare you talk about me? You think you know me, da da da. Doing that whole shit, like, calling him out. So.
All right.
I thought it was. I know the Stallone has beef with fucking Bruce Willis. Because Bruce Willis did some
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, everyone has beef with Bruce Willis.
Yeah. All right. Brett. Yeah.
I know Hollywood can never exist ever again because it was Schwarzenegger, Stallone, and Willis. They're all beefing with each other.
Oh man. Tom Holland versus Tobey Maguire. That's a good win.
Tobey wins. He plays dirty.
Brett, Celebrity Deathmatch.
I used to love that show, and some of it was celebrities who had beef. Most of it was people who kind of occupied the same vein. So I'm gonna go with Michio Kaku versus Neil deGrasse Tyson. Only one of these science to be like an idiot.
Shit. Oh
man. But like the show, but like that show, Brett. Like if you watch the show, it's like Michio Kaku versus Neil deGrasse Tyson are fighting, but then somehow. God damn it! What's the name of that? I'm blanking on his name. He just passed away a few years ago.
Oh, Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking will come at the end and just kill both of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I also expect the fight to as somebody lands and punches, time freezes. They're like, now see, when I just hit Neil, the reason it dislocated his jaw was because of the kinetic energy stored in my fist.
Yeah. By the way, it's kind of funny you mentioned that, Brett, because right now I'm reading Neil deGrasse's latest book. It's like astrophysics for people who don't have time. It's a really good book. The reason it's not called for dummies is because it's still actual shit, just condensed. But you're right about that. The reason I just lost his jaw is because of the mimetic. Yeah, that'd be awesome. But Stephen Hawking would come in and just kill him all. I will destroy you.
Then the ghost of what?
Carl Sagan.
And then Einstein will show up and Isaac Newton and all these other guys.
Yeah.
No, it would be the ghost of Carl Sagan.
Yes. There's a twinkling star. All right, Chris, Celebrity Deathmatch.
Damn, I don't really have a good answer. I was gonna say Chris Pine versus William Shatner.
Oh, that is a good one. I will punch you. Oh man! All right, let's move on. Tumeke, we got you, bruh. All right, his first question is, what is your favorite TV show / movie / novel of the 2010s? This is the last 10 years, so got to be very specific to that frame of time.
Wait,
TV show, movie, novel, whatever
that is a really big pile to choose from.
I got that. That's a big one. I got two though.
All right, go ahead, Adam. You go first then.
Copper, that was a great one. That was on BBC. That was about New York City cops in the 1800s during that whole period. That was crazy. Just to see how they would do things, and they were using real reports from the local papers at the time to recreate those crimes. So that it's instead of just trying to put a spin and make it like Hercules, that Kevin Sorbo bullshit. No, it's like everyone talked like the way they were supposed to talk. They dressed, and then the crimes and the things that were happening were relevant to the time. And another one that was New York related, the Nick, about the hospitals, the first hospitals that started forming in the 1900s, with trying to do abortions and not figuring it out and just killing women and babies all the time and shit and getting hooked on opiates, and it was nuts. So those are my two favorite. And the Nick is coming back. So I'm excited for that.
I'll go next. So 2010. So despite how it ended, my favorite TV show was still Game of Thrones, right? Favorite movie was the first Avengers movie, and favorite novel, the first Expanse novel. So there you go. All right, Manny, what you got?
I was gonna say definitely the first Avengers movie. because that is just like the combination of years and years of work to get that to work. Just what?
Yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible. What they pulled
Ever
off.
think that you would ever see all those fucking characters all together fighting some shit? Never. And that is probably the most entertaining movie to just leave rolling in the background of anywhere.
Oh, by the way, Manny, and I think this goes for you too. One of my honorable mentions, Pacific Rim. Oh my God, that movie was so good. That's a movie you just have on in the background all the time. You know.
I would. For me, it would have. It's Fury Road.
Ooh, that's another good one.
That's a good one.
That's another good one.
Just honorable. Favorite series that from the. I don't know what series I continue to watch. Consistently. No. Yeah. Like. Nothing really comes to mind. I just feel like shows sort of get lost. There's just so many things. You know,
that show's from the 2000s.
Yeah.
You know what?
By the way, I want to give another honorary mention. 2010 shows that I liked. The motherfucking Mandalorian.
God damn it, man! Can you not let people finish before you start throwing in that shit? Come on.
You can still say it, Brett. You know,
it wasn't 2010.
No, it's
2019. 2019. So there you go.
2019.
2010 to 2020. Yeah, for shows I can't really think of anything that was really sort of.
That was a good one. That's still going. Can't wait. Comes back on the 30th.
You know what? Actually, you know what was a really good show? It's The Terror. That was a pretty cool show. It was about
first season. It was different. Every season was different.
Well, no, the first season of The Terror was. I think that was a better one. The ship because it was about the terror of the ship. It was literally about the guys that went on an excursion up until to the North Pole and they got disappeared. But essentially they all cannibalized themselves and all kinds of other horrible things. They were all sick. So that was actually a really, really good show.
Nice. All right, Brett, go ahead. By the way, Brett, it's not a competition, bro.
No, I was just giving you shit.
I know. Go ahead, brother. What you got?
Series would probably be The Mandalorian. Movie would probably be the first Deadpool movie.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Let's see. What else was there?
Novel, if you've read any books this decade.
Does graphic novel count? Because I'm going to put it in lock and key.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
And video game. For the last 10 years, probably be Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Oh, did I not put it?
Actually, no. He never asked about video game to be honest. But hey, I'm not gonna stop you either. You know.
I thought you said game in there.
No game. It's TV show, movie, and novel. But hey, I'm not gonna stop you either. All right. What you got, Carlos?
So I'm struggling. Is Breaking Bad 20? Can you count that 2010s? It started in the 2000s, but it ended in the 2010s.
Now let's go for start in the 2010s. Yeah.
Oh, did Game of Thrones start 2009 or 2010?
2011, I believe.
Oh shit! Okay, so Game of Thrones then.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Breaking Bad counts.
Breaking Bad
started?
Oh, no. Sorry. Game of Thrones counts. My bad. Yeah. Game of Thrones. Breaking Bad is outside.
Okay, so Game of Thrones is my TV show. As far as a novel, I guess I'll say I haven't read any newer novels in the 2010s. Usually just old ones. So I think one of the few ones that I read is Dance with Dragons. I think that's 2011.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'll say that. And as far as a movie, there's just too many. I guess I'll say. You guys are saying Avengers. I guess I'll say Avengers Infinity War.
That's another good one.
That's that movie. You know, it's fucking crazy. Like you guys are talking about the culmination of many years of just getting the Avengers to work.
That's the other culmination movie. Yeah,
that's the other culmination movie. It's like it's fucking insane. And the ending and fucking Thanos when they're fighting in Titan. Excuse me.
Yeah. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
I don't feel good, Mr. Stark. It's like, bring me Thanos. Oh no, that's
yep.
It. Yo, man,
they play one for my movie. That was good.
I need that shit in 4K.
Adaptation from the book.
Yo, when he gets the moon and he throws it at fucking Tony Stark. Yo, and then fucking Spider-Man. Yo, man.
He said, "Watch that shit right now." Oh
Yo, man,
man.
that's too good, man.
All right.
You should have Mandalorian though.
Yeah, Mandalorian is
Yeah,
the
man,
shit.
that's good. That's good.
All right.
I haven't
Brian-
seen it.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's good. Brian.
Based on a true
yeah.
story.
Hey.
You know who else has not seen The Mandalorian yet? This guy.
Oh boy.
Right. So I was too busy playing games this weekend. Okay, yeah, so I can't vote that because I've not seen it yet. But these guys say that it's the shit, so I will believe them.
Yes,
for mine, because again, most of the TV shows I watch are from outside this decade because I don't watch much TV. I'd have to go with The Boys on Amazon. I just really like it because it seems like the superhero film that Zack Snyder wanted to do or wanted to make. It's like superheroes being assholes. It's like, hey, Zack Snyder, this is what you should have done. The fuck's wrong with you? So yeah, I think it's just great, and I love how it's just there, just poking holes at superheroes. So she's like, yeah, that's great. Like that's perfectly fine. For books, I don't read books, unfortunately, like that. I mostly read mangas, so that's a problem with me. And I'm pretty sure that all the books I got were not this decade either, so I can't count that. And last one was
Attack on Titan.
See, Attack on Titan was actually my honorable mention for TV shows because technically it's
I thought it was a book because you read the book.
I started reading the book after the show. I don't think there's many I started reading the book before the show. Most of them is like I do the show and then the book afterwards. So nothing for books, unfortunately. For films, it's too easy to say the obvious ones like Avengers and
Moonlight.
Infinity War. I did want to say Age of Ultron just because
Yeah.
Carlos gets extra happy with that.
And then I'll say Batman v Superman.
No one liked that film.
Your Carl's the
like
only one. Him
Torrance
and Torrance.
Davis.
Yeah, Tim and Torrance.
no
are the only
Black
ones.
Star.
I don't know. It's a big year, and most of it was superhero films. Again, Pacific Rim is one film I can keep watching again and again
Yes.
without care. But it's again, I want to give something else spotlight. Into the Spider-Verse, purely because I just want to give it some spotlight. My actual answer is Infinity War, but since that's been taken, I'll go with Into the Spider-Verse. It's just
Brian, you've been copying so many of my answers. This is about damn time you changed it.
I just really like the animation. The comedy is just right. You know, it just feels like a film that is just right. You know, it's just the right amount of comedy, just the right amount of seriousness. The music's good, looks good. It's extremely colorful. You know, like you can like pause that film at any second, and that's a screenshot, and it's great. So yeah, they did a really good job with that.
Nice. Chris.
All right. I guess favorite series this year. I mean, well, Mandalorian came and just destroyed everything. But I'd say before that, I was enjoying Stranger Things. So
yeah,
I was
Pretty good.
For movies, so my favorite Marvel movie is Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah.
That's a-
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
And can't think. I read. I've been reading older novels, so I read a couple of like old Star Trek novels. This shit was published in like the 70s, so I I don't know. That was really count for 2010s. I don't. I don't. I haven't read anything kind of current. Oh, I'm getting I'm getting called out that I haven't mentioned Ash versus Evil Dead, which is which is also
Who's calling you out, Kristen?
It
Yeah.
started off strong, but man, it's like halfway.
no.
through, it's just threw me off.
Well, I don't think Stars gave it a chance. Like honestly, that series ended on a cliffhanger and they canceled it. So that's shame on them because I think it was
Lucy
gonna.
Lawless was there.
Yeah, she was in all the seasons. It was a really good series. It was very good. Orville was also very good. Like
What is up with that? That was supposed to come back last year, and still,
I think the Rona delayed it. I think they said they were starting filming again.
Hmm.
So sometime next year probably.
straight
come
to
out.
Hulu now.
Yeah. Oh, Disney owns it now. Shit.
Yeah.
Think about that. Disney owns everything. There you go.
Hey, all right. Okay, moving on to the next question. Also from To Make It. Brett, this one's right for you, man. I'm gonna have you start this one off. What kind of cybernetic enhancement would you want grafted on your body, and what attributes would it have?
That's a tough question.
Do you need me to come back to you?
I'm not sure what it would be. Like I'm the one that wouldn't be afraid to have my brain be able to be hooked up to the internet. So like I want to be able to do hacking like you see in Cyberpunk. Walk in, change everybody's channel, infiltrate security systems. What's that?
That's what you're but then they can be reversed, and then you can be hacked. And actually, no one's like,
people say that you cannot take control of neural matter. Like you could adjust the feed coming in, but that's just as likely as somebody like hacking your internet and changing it so that only right-wing answers come up in your Google searches. Like, yeah, it's possible, but it's not going to like infiltrate your brain and give you false memories or any shit like that.
You could pretty easily put up a firewall between your neural network brain and a port kind of thing. Hey man, you could be like that guy from Ghost in the Shell who thought he had a family.
Yeah.
Funny thing, Brett, is that's actually one of the storylines in Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, what?
Yep.
Like the cybernetics fucking with your brain?
No, I mean like in the game, one of the characters is that's happening to them. Spoiler, of course, but I'm not going to tell you who, because there's so many of them. But yeah, that's one of the things. And your choice is: do you give him the red pill or do you give him the blue pill? And when the game gave me that choice, I actually had to pause the game, step away, and actually think about it.
Oh shit!
I've never done that for a game. It's usually just like, yeah, there, end of day. But then this was like, do I tell him that he's being hacked and his memories are being wiped, and the reason why he keeps forgetting?
Right, you careful with spoilers, bro. Shit.
I can say again. I'm leaving out the obvious. I'm leaving out the things that will tell you who this person is. But yeah, when it's like, do I let him know that he's being infiltrated and his memories aren't really his, or do I let him keep thinking that everything's fine? Like red pill or blue pill? I'm like, fuck, this is not an easy choice.
Yeah, that's real cyberpunk shit right there, man.
I mean, like, other than that, all the normal stuff like cyber augmented skeleton, like not have a bad back, be able to lift 400 pounds without like worrying about something thrown out. Plus, you get like strength enhancements and things like that.
All right, so there you go, Adam. You know what? I'll go next since because I have my answer. I don't want none of that shit in me. Fuck that. No. I'm good. Like I'd rather have like genetic enhancements, like maybe like my body clone and put my brain inside of it, like a better version of me, or some kind of super soldier serum. But like I don't want robot shit on me. Like it just repels me. Like, no, I'm good.
You don't want like super cybernetic legs and arms.
Nah. I'd rather be inside like a mech suit that lets me augment my power. But like, I don't want to surgically cut myself and put this shit on me. I don't like that. And I'm saying this as a guy who has fucking 2 metal bars inside of him. Like, I'm good. Don't put shit on me. I'm good.
My answer is actually the same thing. The thing about it is, it's like, yeah, because then also the thing that nobody ever seems to talk about, it's like, okay, would you have all this cybernetic bullshit inside of you? That means you need to go get yourself fucking serviced.
Yeah, all the time. You need firmware updates. And what happens if the company that makes your shit goes out of business? Who's gonna do your firmware updates?
Who's gonna do your firmware update? What happens if the shit goes, your fucking cybernetic arm just goes bad and crushes your other hand? Like you accidentally smash your human leg.
They already have self-healing machinery, and you'd be able to have constructive nanobots. But by that point, fucking come on.
But then, Brett, What happens if your cybernetic hand crushes something else?
No, by the way, Brian, there's a related mission like that in Cyberpunk. I'm not going to say anything more.
Damn.
In general, in a world where everything is controlled by corporations, even right now, not even talking goofy cyberpunk world, you're really gonna say that they're not gonna have you under control when you start putting bullshit inside of your body. Look at these fucking phones all the goddamn time, right? Half the time they're constantly being upgraded almost every 2 or 3 years. What happens when your fucking the company, again, your eye company that creates your cybernetic eye says, now you got to go get yourself the new one because the old one, we don't support that one.
Many movies. So many movies. What was that latest one with the battle girl?
We're sorry, sir. We can't update you. We need to we can't update what you have. You need a full body graph now. It's just going to cost you this. By the way, one thing I find funny about cyberpunk, right? Whenever I describe what the genre is to people, I have to stop myself and go, oh wait, that sounds like the current fucking day. Mega corporations have run the fucking world, people living in poverty and shit. I'm like, well, it's kind of what we do now.
Always been, man.
The only difference is that a bunch of people don't have a bunch of cybernetics attached to them.
Yeah, that's the only difference. Yeah, but like, fuck that shit. All right, Adam, do you get your answer or?
Well, there's probably that's just cybernetic arms and stuff. I think all that stuff would be kind of cool. Cybernetic eyes to see all kinds of shit. I think that would be cool to have. So why not? Fuck it. Yeah, no one lives forever. So even if they say, all right, this company's only going to be around for 10, 20 years, it's 10, 20 years to have that special ability. Unless there's another way to do an upgrade.
That's crazy. All right, Carlos.
Yeah, I'll just do whatever makes me live forever. Like what would allow my body to remain functional with my brain. As my brain keeps growing and my body doesn't decay.
Your body.
I was wondering what would go first, your brain or your body.
Your body.
Your body. All right. Who do you have next? Brian.
Tony, I'm actually on the same wavelength as you, where I don't think I would want that because, again, it's just the idea of like what happens if shit goes wrong, and shit goes wrong in like the weirdest ways possible. So I don't know. I just no, it just seems a bit weird.
Can you imagine you had like like a cybernetic limb or something, and an EMP goes off. There you go. You're just crippled now. Like or you had like Brett said, part of your brain would just shut off from that.
I'm sorry, honey, my robo penis doesn't work. We can't make love tonight. Say like I don't know. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, plus good. Tony, here's something that will like blow you away, and most people that are listening. If you really think about it, your brain is in a flesh suit mech, or in a fleshy mech.
Yeah, we're like biological robots if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's already well known because it's all electrical impulses running in your brain. Just like a computer.
Well, wasn't that Bicentennial Man? Wasn't that also about that? Or essentially he was a computer.
What a creepy movie, man.
Yeah, he was a computer that wanted to be more human, and then eventually he sort of became human because every single thing that's inside of his body was organic, but just like designed. So he decided
bioorganic.
Bioorganic.
Bioorganic, yeah.
See, he's like, then at that point,
also,
he's like.
And then I also have a slight question as well, which is kind of related to this. At what point do you lose your human rights?
Ooh.
Yeah, what point do you lose your humanity?
Doesn't Deus Ex go into that?
Oh yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. By the way, go play the Deus Ex games. They're fucking amazing. If you're enjoying Cyberpunk, go play that shit.
Also, totally want to throw in there. I'd get a second pair of arms.
A second pair of arms, just because.
More arms,
like Goro, like Goro, Brett.
Not even necessarily like Goro. Like they don't have to be like humanistic arms, although like Cyberpunk, like
you'd be like Dr. Octopus or something.
Dude, it could even be like almost like a Zim's backpack kind of thing, like a thing that comes out with like 2 to 4 like just little extra helper arms that can help you tinker and do stuff.
Damn.
It's like unfold and pull out.
Crazy.
You're like the power of a sun.
Man, so it's just me, Tony, and Brian sitting around, like just be like, oh, yo, I'll just die, man. Just
Manny too. Manny doesn't want it. Manny doesn't want any shit.
We'll just be sitting around like no good can come from this.
Yeah, I'm
We'll
like,
just
oh,
wait.
fuck that shit. Keep it away from me. Like, listen, you want to do some genetic shit using my own DNA? Sure, go ahead, but don't put any robot shit in me, man. Fuck
remember
that.
Remember the movie The Island, right? Where that was the whole.
Oh yes.
It was it was a whole island of clones of a bunch of people, and because it's you couldn't supposedly in their world they couldn't grow artificial organs or anything. So what they would do is they make a clone of you, and they just have that clone grow and whatever to maturity, so that if you ever needed to any sort of transfusions or any sort of other thing,
that I'm down with. Have a clone body, a spare body. Like, oh, this one's all fucked up. Put my brain in the new one. That's fine. But like a robot body, I'm good.
It's still you, man. It's like, hey, look, you put me in my younger
and I don't have to, and I don't have to take any rejection pills and shit for the rest of my life. Having all these,
your brain would just go inside of your brain.
Yeah,
whoa. First of all, you would have to definitely take rejection pills for the rest of your life if you did anything biological to yourself.
But it's still you.
Not if it's a clone of you.
If it's a clone of you, you don't have to. That's the point. If it's a clone, you're good. But
it's not like you're getting a pig heart or something.
Yeah, you will have to take rejection pills if you're grafting robot shit on you.
No, you won't. People people get mechanical shit in them all the time already.
But not like robot
hips and pacemakers.
Shit,
pacemakers.
What do you call a pacemaker?
But isn't a pacemaker? Or don't with pacemakers? Don't you need to take drugs so that your body doesn't attack the pacemaker?
No, I'm pretty sure you do. I could be wrong about that, though. Chris, you're the medical guy
pacemaker.
here.
I never saw him take any medication for it.
Yeah, Chris, you're the medical guy.
Yeah, no, you don't need rejection medication for pacemakers. Or most implants are just simple things like titanium pins, or pacemakers are coated with silicon, so that it doesn't interfere with anything else. Like if you insert stuff in your body, like people survive, like soldiers have gunshot wounds that still have bullets in them. They're never removed because it's in a delicate place. But your body doesn't reject it. There's a piece of metal in you, so it's not much your body can do about it.
But isn't there also with specific metals or like biometals too?
Well, you can only use certain materials in crafting with the human body, because you can't have things that leave nickel or that kind of thing. But
it's like poison you. If there's mercury in your body, you're gonna die. Stuff like that.
It's mercury powered.
But this isn't sci-fi. People have robotic arms that are hooked to the nerves in the stump that they can control with their mind. It's already a thing.
So why is that a prevalent thing in sci-fi?
Well, because we've only gotten there in the last 10, 15 years. But yeah, now they have stuff that will, it's, I don't even think it's mass produced. It's super expensive, but you can watch videos of them doing tests with robotic prosthetics that actually connect to, they just go in and basically add electrodes to the nerve endings that connect to the arm.
Yeah.
And
I knew about that. I just assumed you have to take the rejection pills.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Sci-fi fucked me up. Sci-fi fucked me up.
Well,
that's what happened.
But it's a difference with prosthetics. You're already missing the arm, right? So if you graft something mechanical on there and you connect certain nerve endings and hope that the electrical impulses go through, now they've kind of figured this out. That's not rejection. But if I were to tell you, all right, we're going to replace your kidneys and liver with some synthetic components, then that's when you get into the realm of you probably start to have issues. That's the different story. When you start replacing major organs, now you replace hearts and stuff, and it can work. Heart transplants go pretty smoothly now, but yes, there's rejection time. You have to take medication. Artificial hearts, I think you have to do that as well. But if you say you start to now you get into sci-fi, you start replacing major organs, you've lost 80% of your mass, and we're going to have to take your head and slap you on this robotic body that has a combination of nutrients for your brain and oil and all this stuff. Then that gets out of control, because it's how would you function like that?
Well, yeah, if you could avoid mass infection, though, like dialysis cleans your blood for you. You can be on artificial respirators for years, like coma patients are. Like, and it's just about avoiding infection. There's not a rejection thing. It's just the more open sites there are into your biology, the more you risk a life-threatening infection.
Right. So you're on antibiotics for the rest of your life, like.
No, I think once everything's healed up and settled, like you wouldn't have to. Again, I don't think that people with prosthetics have to take antibiotics for the rest of the life. I don't think they feed antibiotics.
No, again, I'm talking about a different thing. I'm talking about organ replacement. I'm not talking about a limb prosthesis.
Let's say that you're put on a breathing machine, right? And you put on a breathing machine for a year.
Breathing machine is external. That's not an internal device. A respirator is outside your body. It's forcing air in and out of you.
Okay, so what kind of are you saying? Like something in? Why would that change if it were internal though?
Because it's internal. Because it's inside you.
It's just inside you. Like if I put something to force air in and out of you, it's breathing for you. That doesn't affect you at all. Your immune system doesn't have to react to it. It's outside your body. The same thing. Your immune system can't do anything if I punch you. Like that's outside. If you take blows and things, your body has to deal with it. But that you can't do anything about that. If I say now I'm going to replace your lungs with a mechanical device that's going to inflate and deflate for you and breathe, and your brain is going to be connected to it, so it's part of your autonomic system. But we have to figure out how to connect nerves to this electrical things. We're going to have to put batteries in there, all this stuff. Then that's a different story.
Your body's going to reject it. It just means it's going to be harder to avoid infection. But it's, like I said, as you avoid infection, and if you manage to heal without getting an infection, there's no way anything's going to get into you unless you cut yourself or there's some damage for it or something like that. Like when you put something in somebody and the body heals around it, it seals it shut. The body doesn't react to foreign matter by trying to necessarily reject it if it's made of the right materials. Like this is part of my industry.
Well, materials degrade though. Like if you say you're the first guy to get these lungs, and one of the battery pack has a defect, a manufacturing defect, and it's leaking. So now you have lithium leaking into your body.
Well, yeah, of course that's a thing, but like it's not like you guys were saying like the body will reject it because it's not a real organ. Like no, as long as it's doing the job that it needs, the body will just kind of go along with it.
Yeah, clone body. That's why I'm just getting a clone body. Fuck all that shit. I'm getting a clone body.
Yeah, now we're talking 8-man actor sort of shit. Remember when they had that medication?
No, but I'm like, listen to. I'm like, I am not trying to deal with any of it. Imagine you get a new fucking heart and the battery dies on it. It's like fuck.
Yeah.
And think about.
I'm sorry, sir. We do not support the firmware update for your hearts. Bye bye.
In our current medical world, right? There's no free medical or anything like that. How the fuck are you gonna only the rich would have these crazy things, like in Cyberpunk, it's all these like assholes in like homeless shelters. It's not gonna be fucking those guys that got it. It's gonna be a bunch of rich people that got like medical prosthesis and super arms and shit.
Oh, are you sure about that? I mean, the one place that insurance does seem to actually start paying for stuff is when it takes away your ability to work and to pay for medical insurance. Like, yeah, they won't do anything for you if you fucking get COVID, but goddamn, they'll sure as hell pay for your test to make sure that you don't.
I don't know, man. We're going into some deep shit right now. Let's move on because we still got a lot of questions. It's good stuff. I like that. That was fun. All right. Next up is Crashing Game Night. What's going on, brother? Thank you. Again, I was on their podcast, good stuff. And here's this question. I was asked this question on their show, but now this is for all of us, but it's expanded to 3. All right. What are your top 3? What top 3 spaceships would you like to fly?
Ooh.
Great fucking question.
Chris, come on.
Yeah, Chris, you go first. You go first, bro.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of overlap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Starship, yeah, the Enterprise, like the original Enterprise.
Yeah, all right.
From original series, yeah. That's like my first, second, and third answer. If I was captain of the Enterprise, like I'd be set, bro.
Yeah. All right, Bray. I want you to go next. I don't want to steal your answer. Get you mad at me.
I'm just gonna say 2, so I don't take them all. Serenity and Slave 1.
Ooh, good. Those are good answers.
Firefly, yeah.
They actually figured out it works now.
I'm gonna say the super obvious one. Super obvious. The Millennium Falcon. Fly that shit. With Chewbacca next to me, you know? Chilling. Motherfucker, shut up. I'm trying to fly. Yeah, you know.
A Mexican guy named Chewie.
Yeah. You know. Oh man. Also, I can't pronounce the name of this fucking ship. The one from The Expanse, the Rocinante, I think it is, like that point defense cannon shit. Ooh, man, tearing motherfuckers up. You know. All right, Adam. What about you? Top 3 spaceships or 2, whatever. Any number you want. I don't care.
Well, we already we mentioned the Enterprise and Serenity. That's the other one. And for the last one, it would probably be a Borg ship.
Oh, a cube? Oh, shit.
Borg cube. How do you even fly that shit?
With your
Don't
mind.
you have to be assimilated? Like, you'd be gone.
Hey, do the Borg take rejection pills?
Or the Borg King, and then just strike here and simulate.
So Adam, you are good with cybernetics, right?
Yeah.
Adam is. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
if
I
he
was just
can
trying
fly a
to
cube, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good to fly.
I was like, give me cybernetics. I want a fucking Borg cube. Let's do this shit.
You fly it with
I
those
live my second life.
green electro pads. And the...
Yeah. All right, Manny, since you're talking spaceships.
I would say is actually two from the same movie. So, okay, you ever see The Last Starfighter?
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
Remember that fucking car that guy had that went into outer space that got the kid from Earth? That shit. That thing was awesome. That thing, the actual Starfighter ship, that crazy like double cannon crazy ship in there, and let's see, and I'll go with something a little more down to earth. I'll go with the Serenity.
There you go. Oh, by the way, I just realized I only named 2. I got one more. Chris, you'll like this one. The Defiant from Deep Space Nine. That shit.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's a retrofitted warship. Hell, fucking yeah. All right, Carlos.
Oh, I got a third one.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
What is the Guardians of the Galaxy ship?
Milano.
The Milano. I think.
Yeah. Wait,
Alyssa Milano ship.
The Gunstar. Ooh, there you go.
Oh, damn, that's a good one. Cowboy Bebop ship.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bebop. It's just yeah.
Oh no, Carlos's turn now. If he's there. Yeah, there he is.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, bro? Bebop Poru.
Bebop Poru. I'll probably have the Galactica.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I'll have Mr. Gata as Mr. Gata.
Mr. Gata.
Mr. Gata Communications.
What happened?
Wasn't he communications on Battlestar Galactica, Mr. Gata?
Well, he had a lot of hats in that show. It's like he was the communications guy. It's like, you'll get me in contact with this, and he was the one that usually patched people in. But then when he started revolting, it's like he had all the responsibilities, and
then he was a Cylon, or was he? I can't remember. They're all Cylons.
They're all Cylons in the end, All right, Brian, top 3 spaceships.
Don't really have top 3. I just kind of have a 2.
Okay, top 2.
The Anaconda from Elite Dangerous, because it's just such a beautiful looking ship. It's like this weird diamond type shape. It just looks amazing. And a Star Destroyer, because why the fuck not?
Does the Star Destroyer actually destroy stars, though?
Let's find out.
Yeah, there you go.
So, would you modify the exhaust port, or?
Well, he didn't say the Death Star. He said the Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Destroyers are like the flat, like kind of triangle.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, not the Death Star, the Star Destroyer. They look like big flying
Doritos.
The big cheese wedge. Yeah.
The cheese wedge. Pelican from Halo. All right, there you go, to make it. I think everybody won, right? Yeah, everybody won.
Oh, shout out to the Normandy.
But there you. Ooh, the Normandy.
Oh, yeah, the Normandy,
Which one?
yeah.
Which one, Carlos? Which one?
Well, the one before the 3, before it got destroyed.
Yeah. All right. Because mine's is 2.
The Mass Effect 2 Normandy.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about from the Matrix.
Yeah,
Wait.
No, that's the
What?
Nebuchadnezzar.
That's the
was
Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah. All right.
That
man.
wasn't even
Yeah,
a spaceship.
That's not a spaceship. That's just a ship.
Yeah, that's
know.
just flying through through some tunnel.
Oh God.
It's like Sewer Shark.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It makes me think about that Matrix game because they had that whole level with it. All right. Moving on. Okay, this is Berserker Guts. This is interesting. Did you know that Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger were originally supposed to be the stars of Face Off? Do you think it would have been a better or worse movie if they had starred in it?
Yes.
Worse.
Manny, better or worse? Not
Oh, what
yes. Yeah.
Fuck John Travolta in the cage, man.
Oh damn.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna say it would be worse because don't get me wrong, I love those guys, but the whole point of Face Off, like, it's two regular dudes, not these big beefy muscle guys, you know.
It'd be Arnold and Arnold and
Man,
and
you had peak Nick Cage, man. He was fucking crazy. Remember when he dressed as the priest in there?
Yes.
And his brother got killed and he's like screaming and shit.
movie.
Movie was nuts.
That movie, I love Face Off. That was the first John Woo movie, so I'm like, damn, you could see the stunt actors' faces in this shit. He didn't give a fuck.
Really? You've never seen The Hard Target?
Oh,
that was
man,
I said the
Hard
first
Target's
one.
a
I
good
said the
movie.
first one. The first
Oh,
one.
the first one you saw.
Yeah, the first one I saw. Yeah, I never saw
Oh,
it.
that's true. That was literally your first one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I heard about this John Woo guy, and that was the first one I saw. Yeah.
Weird because the Hard Target was his first American film.
Really? Damn. So okay. So I guess
Yeah.
that was the first. Okay. The
Watch
first one
that
that I knew
one.
then. Okay.
That was way better than
Hard
Face Off.
Target.
No, I saw the Hard Target. I just didn't know that was John Woo. You know.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
totally John with the slow
So
motion.
so was Broken
fucking,
Arrow.
That was John Claude Van Damme, wasn't it? With the,
Yes.
Yeah.
And Lance Hendrickson was the bad guy.
Okay.
Lance Hendrick was the bad guy, and
That
Diabetes
movie was awesome. Yeah, that movie was
Diabetes. Wilford Brimley.
great. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. And Diabetes.
Rest in peace, Wilford Brimley. By the way. This year too.
All right, man. Let's move on. Next question. All right.
Diabetes.
This one's a little bit related to previous one. This is from Roman Ronin. All right. What movie or TV series would you have prevented from ever being produced? Chris, just say Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah, exactly. If I had precognition, I would have gone to DC before and just tore up the fucking script. I would have burned it. I would have slapped Joel Schumacher in the face, be like, "Don't touch these movies ever again," and left.
There you go.
Like, don't do it.
My answer is The Last Jedi. Strike that from the record. Get rid of that shit. Do over.
Yo, strike the whole sequel trilogy from my record.
Yeah, start with Force Awakens.
Yeah, you know what? But the thing is, I like Rogue One. Can we keep that at least? You keep Rogue One?
Yeah, that's not part.
Okay.
I'm talking about the sequel.
Yeah, you know what?
trilogy.
Yeah,
Rogue
strike
One's fine.
them off from the record. You know, strike them off from the record.
Don't get
Yo, start
J.J.
from
Abrams
Mandalorian.
involved in anything that we love.
Yo, you know what? Start it over again and let John Favreau and Dave Filoni do that shit. You know?
You know?
Yeah, there you go.
Cancel
Also-
all the Terminators after 2.
Oh yeah. Oh, get rid
Oh,
of all
shit.
of them. All
Oh,
of them.
my
Oh,
God.
terrible.
Oh, what a
Terrible.
travesty.
Gotta go.
Terrible.
Yes, there you go.
Tell HBO to just take their time with the final season of Game of Thrones.
Oh shit. Like, you don't have to
You
rush
don't
shit,
want to
guys.
cancel. Extend it a little longer.
Yeah, just
Don't
extend
rush it. Don't rush it like Cyberpunk.
Oh, no.
Oh
Are you
man.
saying that Project Red should have made it?
No, I'm saying they shouldn't have rushed it. That's what I'm saying, you know. Ironically enough, like, they rushed it because they needed to get started work on their Star Wars movie. Now they canceled that.
Now they canceled that, and now they're on Netflix, and who knows what the hell they're gonna make. I think they're gonna flop. That's I don't think Game of Thrones might have been just
All
that.
the
that
spin-offs got canceled, right?
no, something just got announced for Game of Thrones. Like
Oh, that
today,
the new
actually.
show. The new show.
I
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
Is
some
anybody,
dragons or something.
Who said that shit? Damn, I can't because it was Kristen. She says the Ghostbusters 2016. Yes, burn that movie. Oh, and the Michael Bay Teenage Mutant Turtle movies, burn them.
Oh yeah.
And the Michael Bay Terminator. I mean, in the Michael Bay Transformers movies.
Yeah, get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them too. Trash.
No, Bumblebee was good.
The only thing I would say,
That's not Michael Bay though.
Real good.
I don't think Bumblebee is great, but I liked it more than I liked anything. So I'll say
Oh yeah.
keep Bumblebee. Make that the first one.
But that's not Michael Bay.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, it's connected to the Bayverse. That's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're
Before
right.
it's tainted.
But
Just like God Milk is.
But I think that's why. I think it's better that the way they did this one than the original. movie.
I don't know. I think I just saw a Transformer.
Transformer.
God.
You know what? Give me Star Trek.
Okay.
Fuck Alex Kurtzman and Secret Hideout and Bad Robot. Fuck all of them.
Yo, hey, Discovery, get rid of that shit. Get rid of that bullshit.
Get rid of Discovery. Picard was a travesty.
Yeah.
That was an embarrassment.
So good.
All right, anybody else?
Yeah, Dragon Ball live action, Avatar live action.
Avatar's the Last Bender.
Can I say?
Yeah,
can I
Avatar,
name-
Last
I was
Airbender.
about to say,
Oh, that
can
was
I,
also
can, yeah,
Shyamalan.
can I name a human like M. Night Shyamalan?
Just stop him from making movies.
You know? Yeah, I don't wish him any harm or anything. Just prevent him from ever getting a job in Hollywood. You know?
You can be a doctor.
You could be a doctor. Yeah, make your money, do your thing.
Chris was a callback.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go.
No, just,
Your mom, man. You should have listened to your mom.
no, but I'm
Put
just
Tony
laughing
to get
at
behind
this
the camera.
motherfucker. This motherfucker. Oh God, we're gonna get in trouble for that one. All right, anything else? Any other movies that should be stricken from the record?
Stricken from the record.
Well, there's so. What did I name as the worst movies I ever saw?
Batman and
Oh,
Robin.
Yeah, refer to what Chris said.
I would. Yeah. Catwoman, Battlefield Earth, another John Travolta movie.
The Man Animals.
Batman v Superman.
Oh,
All right,
yeah,
let's
get
settle
rid of
down,
that
Brian.
shit. Get rid of that bullshit.
Get rid of Man of Steel.
Yo, and you know what?
Oh,
I don't want to watch it.
oh,
If I want to watch
oh,
torture
oh.
porn, I just watch fucking Centipede.
Hey, yo,
So
get rid of Justice League too.
Well, apparently they are getting rid of Justice
Yeah.
League and they're replacing it.
Oh,
with
You gotta get rid of that too while you're at it. Fuck that. Oh man. All right, let's move on. That was a fun one. All right. Oh boy, Mr. Ronan. Carlos, you go first with this one, brother.
Oh.
All right. What's something you wanted to do in 2020 but you couldn't because of the Rona? And will you be able to do it in 2021?
I think Carlos has the answer.
That's
for
what I'm
that
saying.
one.
Carlos, you go first, bro.
So in January, I started planning a trip with my buddies because one of my best friends is getting married he was going to get married in the Netherlands, and one of my dreams has always been to visit Europe, and I still haven't for some reason. So we were planning a Euro trip. We were going to go to Spain. We are going to go to Italy. We're going to go to France. We're going to go to the UK. Maybe see Brian. We're going to see the Netherlands.
Were you planning to get a car here?
Yes, one in
A Euro car?
yeah,
Euro car.
in Amsterdam, yeah, or in the Netherlands, yeah. But yeah, we rented a car in the Netherlands. So we bought plane tickets, we bought hotels, we bought Airbnbs, everything, thousands of dollars. And not only that, I had plans to go to Japan in the fall. I was talking to speaking of Mr. Gata, we were talking about it. It's like these are some cool things to do. These are probably some cool places to stay, and they're pretty cheap. So we're talking about, it's like, yeah, man, Japan fall 2020. But then the Rona came, and then everything was fucking canceled. A lot of the flights that I booked, they're all within flights within Europe are pretty cheap relatively to what they are in the States, but they added up, man. There was like $50 here, $70 here, $80. I got credit, but I couldn't get a full refund. But what the hell is credit good if I can only use it within a year? and it's in fucking Europe. So I'm not gonna get any of that money back. And the flight from where I live to Europe was fucking I got credit. I couldn't get a refund on that either, and I have till January to buy another plane ticket or waste $1,000. What? Yeah. Just so I can get canceled just because Rona Part 2. Apparently the UK said hold my beer when they got the vaccines. Like, oh shit, there's another strand of whatever. So we'll see what happens in 2021 because I don't know if I'm hoping that I'm able to, my friend, he rescheduled his wedding and it's in June. I think it's in June of 2021. Who knows if any of that's going to happen, but I guess there's nothing to do than to be optimistic and hope that I'm able to do some of that next year.
Mm-hmm.
Man. All right, I'll go next. So the main thing, like I do mostly every year, I say mostly because I didn't go last year. Plan to go to E3. I was all set to go. I got my invite and all that. But the main thing that was going to be a highlight this year was because I always had this bucket list thing of going to see a metal concert in the Sunset Strip. That's where all these legendary bands were playing all my life. And ever since I started going to LA, I'm like, man, I won because the stars never aligned. There was never any concerts that I wanted to go to when I was E3, but this year was going to happen, right? It was a bunch of bands that I love. Symphony X, Primal Fear, Firewind. It was like every band was like there. I'm like, so it was like, okay, this is happening on Saturday right after EA Play. Oh man, Manny and I, we got our tickets and shit ready to go. This was a goal of mine. Fucking Rona fucked it up. Fucked the whole thing up. You know, fuck the E3 trip. I wanted to go see the concert in the LA Strip, in the Sunset Strip, man. So that got all fucked up, And then on top of the other things, because normally I go to events dude, think about it like this. Before this year started, I went to fucking, in the span of 2 weeks, San Francisco, LA, New Orleans, back to back to back to back, and then like a bunch of little New York things. It would have just escalated throughout the whole year. None of that came to fruition. Comic-Con, which is another big thing, none of that came to fruition. All fucked up, So yeah, there was a lot of little things, and there were people I wanted to meet but couldn't do it because of the Rona. It's all fucked up. So yeah. Sucks. Adam, what about you? What's up?
And I was supposed to go to New York also.
Yeah, man, none of that shit now.
Yep, nothing happened.
It's heated right now thinking about this shit. Fuck. Yeah, go ahead. I was about to go crazy.
Fun. Probably either my mother come down or I go back over to New York, do that visit. That would have been fun again. And that's pretty much it. Those are the two things I was looking forward to, and that both got washed out.
Bullshit, Mr. Davis. All right, Manny, you had a big one too.
Well, I mean, for me, this year was my 40th birthday, and I really wanted to go to Florida and go to the Disney World and do some fun, actually take a vacation for once in my fucking life, and that never happened, and a lot of other stuff happened. So I got sick with the coronavirus. I lost my mom before that, so. And the other thing I wanted to do this year is learn to drive. So, that's all postponed. So, just the way it is right now.
Man, I was just gonna say, I am so thankful that my birthday happened literally 2 weeks before this bullshit happened.
Like I think early March was the
lockdown was in March. Yeah, it was in early March.
It was early March.
Yeah,
so I had gone to. You guys went to the thing, New
Orleans. Because it was my 40th birthday. I'm like, let's fucking do some crazy,
Yeah, I would have.
Carlos, that shit was crazy, son.
I would have gone, but the only thing is that I kind of sort of had my trips already planned. Like I already had my C2E2 trip already done, so I couldn't really afford to do another trip, kind of impromptu. So I didn't go to that. And then who would have thought? C2E2 was like the last time I ever traveled. I was supposed to go to again going to E3, and I was gonna go again. I wanted to go to the Florida, and then I wanted to go visit some friends, and none of that happened. Go
By
ahead,
the way,
Carl.
speaking about regrets, real quick, I regret not going to PAX East, man, because usually I brush that shit off like fuck that, because there's never any games, right? Little did I know that was going to literally the last gaming convention of the
Yeah,
year.
but it wasn't good. Rich went to that, and he said it was
Yeah,
boring.
yeah, but I
A lot
heard,
of
yeah,
the events
well,
got
because the people
canceled.
were scared of the Rona, you know.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way,
so you didn't miss
Yeah.
out.
and there was a lot of drama.
No,
You probably would have been in it too,
I
Tony.
probably would have, you know. But here's the thing: even if there was anything, I still would have seen friends and hung out. I didn't get to see any of these people, man. You know, it was fucking sucks. You know, because again, a lot of people I interact with on Twitter, I see at conventions. You know, I'm so glad I got to see Paris before this whole thing went down. I saw him in L.A. You know, saw him, Tatiana, a couple other people. Danny, thankfully he was in New York at the time. I got to see him all the time. But like a bunch of other people, nothing this fucking year.
We should all plan a throwdown reunion for when this shit gets lifted.
Yeah, man, we
We're
should.
more like a throwdown union.
By the way, that's the other
Yeah,
thing.
no, that's true. I'd be willing to go to New York, and that says a lot for me.
Damn, yeah, we got to definitely plan that. But here's the thing, and I'm glad you bring that up, Brett, because I was something else I was gonna kind of happen this year. Adam was gonna go to E3. We were gonna try to get Chris in there. We would have had some of us together. None of that manifested. You know?
Yeah, Adam was gonna come get a tattoo.
Yeah, man. Oh, by the way, that's kind of related to another question we have later on. All right. You, Brett, did you have any plans this year that were canceled because of the Rona?
Yeah, man, my ass is gonna go to Hawaii.
I thought you did.
Oh,
Wait, didn't you go to Hawaii?
You did
Yeah,
go.
no, we went last time, and when we were out there, like my boss had the same vibe as me. We're like, I don't know how to explain it other than, yeah, you ever been somewhere that immediately you're like, oh, this is home. This place feels like home, and not just because it's paradise, but just because like you just vibe with it. Like he felt the same way, so we went out there and we're like, dude, let's make this a yearly thing. Like let's just put back money and then come out like, you know, kind of as a shop every January, because it's super fucking cheap in January. For anybody that wants to go the end of January. Tourist season from the holidays has died down. It's not quite whale watching season. You get shit for dirt cheap, and there's nobody fucking there. I don't know why January there's nobody in Hawaii, but it's fucking true. So we just decided,
guess
like,
I mean, it's actually
what's that?
Maybe it's because the perception for people, it's fucking cold and it's snowing. They don't know that fucking Hawaii is in the same climate.
it's like that. It's
People
like
take
that. It's like
holidays
that.
off. They take all their time for holidays,
Yeah,
except beforehand. So
It's also like
Everybody
that.
spends their money doing New Year's stuff. Like they go out for the New Year's, and then New Year's goes away, and they're still on their 2-week thing, and then by mid-January.
All
Oh,
right.
I'm back. By mid-January, they're all gone, man. So like, it sounds like a lot, but a couple grand will get you a really nice vacation out there, especially if you know where to look, and save a couple $100 a month if you can. Just throw money in a pot. That's all I've ever done. Is weirdly enough just go by the piggy bank method, man. Like you come
lived
home
out there
like
for a while, right?
yeah, I lived out there for like a year and a half, almost 2 years.
What did you think about just staying out there? What made you want to come back?
I ran into an issue. The apprenticeship that I was taking was kind of split between two people: the woman who owned the shop and her lead chair artist. She said she'd teach me the business, and that he would teach me the art. She was a second-year apprentice herself. She'd been a piercer for like 13 years and was trying to learn to tattoo. So when she gave me conflicting information that, something that conflicted with my actual mentor, I would choose to go with what my mentor said. It ended up with this big power dynamic thing, her feeling threatened by me and giving me enough bullshit work to basically starve me out. So I kind of decided, instead of finding another place to live on the island, that it was a sign that, because it was a very weird series of events. I don't know if I've ever told it, but getting into my apprenticeship, everything just kind of happened to fall into place. Everything failed here, and then I'll tell you the story. So we got a second. I was on vacation, got my first tattoo. Guy looked through my book, said, "Have you ever thought about tattooing?" I said, "Yeah, I mean, kinda." He was like, "Well, yeah, how about you take an apprenticeship? Just stay here." I was like, "What? Not go home? I got very important 18-year-old things to do," I thought. Went back, had the seed planted in my head, found an apprenticeship. First apprenticeship, like many tattoo apprenticeships, was classically abusive. I was out there working 60 hours a week, not getting paid, picking up cigarette butts in the rain in the middle of February because, much like the Army, like they have to break you down before they can build you up. It's a super old school thing. That's why I don't teach my apprentices that way. But yeah, so eventually I got to the point where I had done 2 of the 3 tattoos I needed to do to get on the floor. 3 big show tattoos that are past inspection. But he wouldn't show up for the 3rd one. starved me out for about 3 months. And eventually, I got a parking ticket and I had to choose between going to jail or continuing my tattoo apprenticeship. So I bailed on that, got a job, paid off my parking ticket, didn't know where to go, so I called around. Figured, just I was like, let me call the guy in Hawaii. Maybe he can give me some tips on what to do. Turns out he had an apprenticeship open. So I was like, all right, cool. So jumped on the apprenticeship, basically sent him artwork for a few months, was duking it out with another guy. Got the apprenticeship 2 weeks before I moved down because I packed up everything, got my tickets, everything like that. 2 weeks before I moved down, I called him up, and he acted kind of like he didn't know me. And then he's like, oh, yeah. Well, we had to close the shop. There was a huge tropical storm came by, tore part of the roof off, and we got water damage on all the shop, or all the flash, so we had to shut down for a little while, so we're not going to be able to honor the apprenticeship. Turns out he just got addicted to meth and paranoid. Thought I was a spy from another shop who had infiltrated him. Anyway, I decided I already had the plane ticket, already had everything packed up. Fuck it. You only live once. Let's do this shit. Moved down to Hawaii with my girlfriend. First day I got there, got off the plane, said, hey, take us to Lahaina. I said, where? I said, I don't know, the middle. Dropped us off at a park, got a payphone, called home. Set the girlfriend down and said, you stay here. I'm going to go find us a place to stay. Went out, found a hotel, came back a couple hours later, said, okay, grabbed our shit, moved to the hotel, said, okay, you stay here. I'm going to go find us a place to live. Went out 2 hours later, had a small ohana about 5 blocks away from Main Street. Or 5 blocks away, about 2 blocks off Main Street, which was a really good location to be able to walk anywhere. So, came back, said, let's go find me a job. Walked out, dropped by a tattoo shop that happened to be closed. So, okay, we're going to go grab some breakfast. Went around the corner to a place called Moose's, sat down. Well, the waitress heard me talking to my girlfriend at the time about the tattoo apprenticeship. She comes over and says, you looking for a tattoo apprenticeship? I said, yeah. She said, can I see your work? I said, yeah, sure, why not? So I showed it to her. She disappeared for a while, comes back, says, she's actually the partner, as in a relationship, the partner with the woman who owns the shop. She gave her a call. The shop was only closed because the AC was out, but the head artist and the owner were headed down to meet me if I was interested. Said, fuck yeah. Popped into the shop, showed him my portfolio, chatted up with him a bit. I walked out with a part-time job as a front person, part-time job as a apprentice. So I'd spend the first 6 hours of my day getting paid, and the next 8 hours of my day not getting paid. As well as a job for my girlfriend. So everything fell into place. So when it kind of not fell into place, I decided, this kind of feels like Hawaii took me in when I needed it, taught me a skill, and then threw me out into the world. It's time for me to go and live a life, because Hawaii is an incredibly isolated place. And I had things to do with the big wide world. So I came out, started a career here, and eventually my goal is, and I guess if I do have a dream or a goal, my goal is to work back to Hawaii. Because honestly, I've had it enough. I've had it up to here with the fucking world. I said I was going to leave, and when I was ready to just disappear from the world and just isolate myself and not ever have to worry about the bullshit again, when I want to go full hermit mode, I'm going to move to Hawaii. I'm there. I'm ready. There's nothing else in the big wide world I'm super interested in that I can't fucking fly in a plane to. So I'm ready to isolate myself 90% of the time. Be fucking great. I don't like people.
Okay.
You're going to go back.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
We still got more. We still got more, guys. Come on. What the hell was we even? Oh my god, I don't know the question. I totally forgot.
Is there something? Is there something you can't?
Trips we were going on, and Adam asked me, didn't I live there? Then I went on a ramble.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if all you knew how I got my tattoo license.
Okay, no. I mean, I've heard the story before. It was just funny because I completely wasn't paying attention. I was reading it, like, wait, Brett's telling the whole story. Oh shit. Okay. Oh man. Question. Brian, I guess it's your turn. Go ahead, man.
Quick. Nope. Next question.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Chris.
The only thing, was like, I would have hoped to come back to New York now.
Man, we didn't we didn't get our usual meetings, man.
Didn't have the meeting of the minds at the Valentinos.
Yeah,
man.
I can't see my mom or anything. So and I wanted her to come here to Texas when Olivia was born. That didn't happen.
The baby, right? On both ends.
No.
Man,
just
fuck
FaceTime,
this year, bro.
Shit. Yeah.
So bullshit. All right. By the way, Brett, I like how you answered the previous question. That was awesome. Oh man. Moving on. What are we up to? Oh, this one's interesting. What is your favorite non-Disney animated film? And that's not no anime either, by the way.
Titan AE.
Anime.
Ooh, Titan AE. I was thinking about that, Brett.
Is the Iron Giant?
That
No,
counts.
that's
not
not
Disney.
Disney.
That's
That
not
counts.
That's Warner Brothers.
That's a
That's a
great
good one.
movie,
There you
man.
go.
Megamind's was a good one.
Hey,
Will
Chris would
Ferrell.
be happy about that one.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
I liked
I love
Megamind.
that
We still
movie.
watch that one.
Hey, we found another Megamind fan. Kristen.
Yeah, I like it. That was a good one. They should have made more of those. I don't understand why they didn't, but
She asked the same questions.
that was good. My kids always want to see Megamind. Whenever we look through the list, and if that pops up, like, yep, let's watch that Megamind.
All right.
Manny, go ahead.
Geez, so many. I'd actually go with The Secret of Nim by Don Bluth. That one's one of those ones. You know, it's one. Well, granted, it does come from that era of dark weird animal experimentation films like Plague Dogs and that other one. Was it the one with the rabbits? Fuck was that?
Oh, Watership Down.
Watership Down. Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, but Secret of Nim is one of the lighter of those. At least,
Yeah. Because I can't really think of anything else, so I'm just going to name two: Heavy Metal and Fire and Ice. Those were awesome back in the day. Rotoscope animations, you know, good stuff. All right, Brett, what about you?
He was the first one to answer, wasn't he?
Oh, he was. No, was he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's a Titan A.
yeah, Tiny. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
That's a
Tiny.
Titan A.
All right, Brian.
Ooh.
All right, Brian, I got you.
Come on.
Into the Spider.
You know.
No.
That's another
Oh
good
wait.
That's a
Ooh,
Disney movie too now, by the way.
Oh yeah, well no, it's not a
Spider-Verse?
Disney movie. It's
Yeah.
a Sony.
It's a Sony movie.
Isn't it?
know.
I thought Disney owned Spider-Man.
They
No,
do.
don't. Not that one.
Ah,
They
okay.
don't
own
have
the-
movie rights to Spider-Man.
Gotcha.
It's a technicality.
Yeah, Blitz. I said no anime, bro. That would be then the question would be too fucking easy, you know.
By the way, the 4K version of Akira is going to get here pretty soon.
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw that. By the way, I was gonna go off a tangent. Go ahead.
By the way,
Yeah.
that is actually 4K because it was scanned at that resolution. Unlike
Mhm.
which are upscaled.
Unlike what?
Unlike most
Most
films
films.
which are
Oh,
upscaled.
okay.
Modern films are all upscaled to 4K, by the way.
Yeah. Chris.
Oh, wait, I didn't go.
Oh, I thought you did go.
Oh, Brian. Yeah, Brian.
No,
No, Brian did
I
go.
didn't-
He
Brian
got
did.
interrupted.
These guys were just jumping in.
Oh, okay.
I'll go with either Kubo and the two strings,
strings.
or 9.
Oh,
Oh.
nice. That's a good set right there.
I like the idea of 9 and how that all plays out.
What about
was good too.
what was the other one that company did?
Coraline.
It was, huh?
Coraline, wasn't it?
Coraline, and then the other one, the one in between Coraline.
Frank and Weenie.
No,
No,
that's
that was a Disney movie.
Disney.
They did something. Oh, Paranorman. Paranorman. that's
Paranormal.
right.
Be good films.
Ooh, okay, here's one. Beowulf.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
the Angelina Jolie movie?
Yeah.
It was an animated version. So
Well, that one was kind of animated. Or
it was 3D. Had 3D and stuff.
Yep. All right, Chris.
Shit. I'd probably say, what's it? Somebody said Megamind, or I'd say like Kung Fu Panda. One of those
Yeah,
movies.
there you go.
Yo, by the way, you guys haven't mentioned any of these, but a lot of the DC movies, animated movies, are fucking bomb, man. Under the Red
Yeah.
Hood.
But the thing is, like, since they're not like feature films, I didn't feel like naming them. You know what I'm saying?
Mark
Like,
of
I'm
the
thinking about
Phantasm.
movies that were actually in theaters. You know?
And you could say Mask
That's
of the
true.
Phantasm.
Yeah, that would count. 'Cause
That was
in
in theaters. Yeah,
That was
that
in theaters,
counts.
yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Next question. This is from. Oh yeah, last one from. Oh no, now we're up to Mr. Fergus Mills, man.
Yo, man, shout out to Fergus. Picking it up.
You know.
Mr. Mills.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me get the right question here. I think I got the wrong one. This one's a little bit heavy, people. Actually, it's not heavy. I mean, no, it's not heavy. It's actually a good thing. What was the best year of your life?
This one. Yeah,
That's a tough. This one's tough. That's what it is.
To be honest, I want to
It's
say
definitely not this year.
definitely not this year. But to be honest, it was last year. Last year a lot of things are going right. I got to launch a video game, do artwork for a video game. I got to work with a bunch of my friends again. I got to live at home with my mom for a little bit. Live back in Queens again. Because I always felt like when I left Queens or left New York, it felt like a forced decision because I couldn't afford to live there anymore, live back up in New York. And it was almost like last year was like, hey, this is the right way to leave. You gotta get to redo the previous 10 years, because I had worked at the same place 10 years ago on Ninja Turtles. So I got to work there again with all my buddies. You live back home again, see Tony again and hang out with him.
Yeah.
It was good. And then, I was making damn good money. And then this year came.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, last year.
All right, Adam.
Year. It depends. I've had a bunch. Of great years in my life. So I guess best year was probably 2009, and a lot of craziness happened from moving to Harlem to Queens and stuff, and that opened up the door. It was a lot of bad steps to meet my wife, and then poof, it took off. Everything changed. Had the kids and all that stuff, got the house, but it was definitely that 2009 because that went from a shitty year to ending off to be a great year. So 2009.
Nice. Carlos.
Yeah, by the way, bro, I don't know what you're
Yeah, you're eating some chips or something, bro.
Sorry.
I fucking
I'm
knew
putting
it.
a patch on something.
Oh, you're Cyberpunk or what?
Yeah,
That's a really hard question. There's a lot of good years. I would say more good years than bad ones. The most recent one for me, maybe 2017. 2017 was a good one.
That was the year a lot of good games came out.
That was a year a lot of good games came out. It was a year where I was in a pretty good relationship. I went to Japan for the first time. Going to Japan was a fucking lifelong dream for me. It was like I've been wanting to go to Japan since I was a fucking kid, like as young as I can remember. And yeah, man, it was crazy. I went to Korea, and that shit changed my life. So there's a lot of things that my one of my best friends got married. Yeah, there was a lot of things. I got a promotion that year. So yeah, 2017 is one of the most recent years that's like really memorable for me.
Nice. For me, because I don't really remember much, I'm going to say 2016. That was the first full year I was a paid gaming journalist, and, it was just kind of cool, like, you go into all these conventions having that on me, like, I'm going there for a big, reputable site. Motherfuckers are coming up to me. I'm making mad connections, going to E3 with, like, a big squad there. That was a good fucking year, man. And I want to give, like, a shout-out to the first half of 2017. That was a good fucking year, but then the end of it started being on some bullshit. Like, had some hours cut at work, and then the whole fucking thing with YouTube cutting off our fucking revenue, because 2017 was both Throwdown's best and worst year simultaneously. We were blowing up, and then whatever the fuck it was called, the apocalypse happened. That killed everything. But 2016, in recent memory, probably a good year. Although, let's just be real, probably my first 10 years of life were probably the best because I was a fucking kid. I didn't know it better. All I did was just watch cartoons all day. Hey,
man, they're still fun.
Yeah. But those were good. But, it's like, because you didn't know about the world back then. You were naive and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, recent years, 2006. Actually, you know what's fucked up?
Oh,
This fucking year, the first 2 months were dope, and I'm like, oh, this year's gonna be this is gonna be the best year ever, and it would have been, and then all this bullshit happened. But
this year started off with a bang.
but like I said, career wise, this year was my fucking best without a question. I made the most money. I was on the most podcasts. I got myself broadcasting to fucking a bunch of South American countries. Like, how dope is that shit? You know, so career-wise, this 2020, ironically enough, was my best year. You know, personally, you know, even though personally it was just okay, to be honest. You know, it wasn't that bad. I got a fucking 4K TV and I got a PlayStation. You know, PlayStation 5. This year wasn't that bad for your boy.
4K TV, you know, come on.
Hey, dude.
Oh, by the way, you know what else happened in 2016?
What happened?
Me and Adam joined Throwdown.
Hey, that's it. You know, but like I said, why was I able to afford all? Yeah.
And that kind of came on the back of something very sad.
Yeah,
you know?
Right. Unfortunately, that year also, you know, Rachel passed away. That was fucked up, you know. But
that's my worst year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So ironically, how my best year was your worst year. But yeah, that shit was fucked up, you know. All right, Brian. You went already, didn't you, motherfucker?
I did. I forgot one thing. Also, in 2019, I also was in the Death Stranding art show and met Gojima. Part of all that.
Right. Yeah. Go ahead, Brian.
All right. For me, it has to. Well, okay. You know, I'll go for it. 2013. Reason being is I had just graduated, so I was earning shit money. I have to admit that. I was a chef at a TGI Fridays.
Oh shit!
Worst job I've had. It's just disgusting. You come home smelling of chip fat every single day, and no matter how hard you wash and how long you wash, you still smell it.
Damn.
But you may be thinking, okay, that sounds terrible. So why was that your best year? So that was the year when I was looking for a job. So I took that job in a different city where my cousin lived, and he and we have like the same mind space in terms of everything. So fashion, humor, girls. Again, we are pretty much like clones of each other. It's weird. Like, we didn't know each other existed until his brother married my sister, and then that's how we met. And ever since then, we just click. So we were there just by ourselves in like a 2-bedroom flat, and it was just like parties, going out every single day. There was like 1 month where we went out for 10 days straight, like every single night, just going out, drinking, partying. It was the best thing ever. And it's why I don't think it's available, because I think it's gone. But the spoiler alert for Iron Man 3, I sound different, mostly because I was out drinking that night and I came home to actually record that. So that's like the only time I've been drunk in any audio form in history. So yeah, it was just a great time. Like, we spent just months on end just drinking, going out, meeting girls, and just having fun. It was brilliant.
It's awesome.
So yeah, I was broke, but I was having fun.
Money ain't everything, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Money and everything, man. Brett, best year of your life.
2012.
Ooh, what happened?
That's the year I eloped with Rachel, and we went to Comic-Con to have a day where we got in, saw a community panel, a Legend of Korra panel, and a Firefly 10-year reunion panel, to then go to a battleship to see a concert where Deathclock was helicoptered in, played the inside of a battleship, and then had a really dope dinner and went back to a hot tub. Single best day of my life.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, Chris.
I'd say 2011, when Kristen and I first started going out. So when we first started dating.
Nice. All right, good stuff. All right.
2011 was a good year for me too, man. I graduated that year.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that was like the third year we lived together? Something like that? Because I moved in 2010. No, it's the second year, 2010.
Second year,
No.
yeah.
All right, let's move on here. We got Mob Hits in the house, man. All right, before his questions, he goes, first of all, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you fellas. Always nothing but positivity from y'all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
man.
Likewise.
Appreciate All right. And his first question is okay. It's a two-part question, but we're only gonna answer the second part because we've answered the first one before. The first one is do any of you guys have tattoos? I think it's only 3 of us with tattoos, right? Adam, Brett, and me, right? I think that's it. Unless Brian got a tattoo out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Yeah, Manny does. I know Chris does.
Yeah, no, I don't have one either.
Yeah, so yeah,
My girlfriend has all that.
yeah, she's all tatted up. So yeah, it's just me. Yeah. So yeah, it's me, Adam, and Brett. In that order, I got only one. Adam has a couple, and then Brett, a ton of them. But the question here is, this one's fun. Would you know? And this is for all you guys, even the guys who don't have tattoos. Would you ever let the great Sir Brett do you guys the honor of bestowing his artistic hand onto your skin?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Adam-
I think
Adam
that's the
already
only
has a
person I
plan.
would ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
This is all said and done. You get to travel, and he's not that far from me. He's only a couple hours.
All right, well, stop hobo bragging. I think if I ever get a tattoo, I don't have any plans. I think I would. The only person I would want to tattoo me is probably Brett.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I already told Brett, like, you're gonna put some ink on me. Originally, I was gonna give you something designed, but I think, you know, when this does happen, I'm like, dude, here's my arm. Do whatever the fuck you want. You know, I just
So
want
I
to
do
have.
most of my work.
Yeah, so I'm literally like, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. It's gonna be awesome anyway, and I just want, you know, your work on me for the rest of my life. So that'd be dope. You know,
Stuff.
Nice.
so for sure.
You mean we gotta get throwdown tattoos?
Hey, you know. Carlos is gonna get a fucking tramp stamp and shit. Oh man.
So yeah, if I were ever to, I don't really have any interest in tattoos, but I couldn't think of anybody better than Brett
You know.
for it. And I know he'd take care of me pretty well, but yeah, I have really no interest in them. So there you go.
Imagine Brett gets pissed off at whatever. You know, we wake up with a dick on our face or something. You motherfuckers.
What are you going to
Careful.
sleep? You're like, what are you going to sleep when you're tattooed?
Yeah, man. All right. I think everybody's like, yeah, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Brett.
Oh, definitely.
There you go, man. All right. Let us move on. This one's going to be fun. Okay.
Brett it'd be like the mob. Like Brett would be like, "You betrayed me."
You know. All right.
Yeah,
man.
you don't get tattooed by me and you wait. That's when you wake up with traitor across your forehead.
All right. Next question. Carlos, this one will be fun because you probably do this every day, man. What was the best Mexican food you ever had, and what was it? All right. I'm going to go first because I got a story with this one, bro. All right.
Oh, I know what you're gonna talk about.
Yeah. So this was Anaheim, 2017. We were there for PSX, right? And, you know, we finished our day and we're like, yo, let's get some food. Originally, we are going to go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. You want to talk about fast food? Woo, Roscoe's. But we're like, yo, let's go somewhere else, man. So we're crossing the street. And it was one of those situations where, like, you're on the nice side of the street and then you cross and it gets fucking ghetto as fuck. You know, so we go across the street. It's already looking ghetto, and we see this little Mexican place. Right, the fucking signs are all broken. The doors just swinging open and shit. Like like, yo, this place is gonna be the bomb. You know, we go in there. So it's like 10 heads deep. You know, it was me, Richard, Tatiana, a bunch of us. Right, head fucking deep. This place looked mad ghetto, unclean. We were like, this place is gonna be good, bro. They see us come in, they had the smiles on their face like, oh, we're going to get paid tonight. So I ordered some fucking quesadillas, some burritos. I went all out for some rice and shit. This whole meal, this must have been like 20 pounds of food I ordered. It was like less than $10. Bruh. Best fucking, like, not even best Mexican food, some of the best food I ever had in my life. You know, some rinky
we don't fuck around.
It was some and this was a stark contrast to that horse shit Mexican food they feed us in New York. You know, because they make it palatable to white people. You know, this is San Diego, bro. This is right there. You know, like I'm pretty sure Julio and Pablo and shit came right from the border and cooked that shit for us. You know, ooh, so fucking good.
Yeah, one place that was really horrible.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the place on
The street.
Yeah, but fuck that place, man. But Mike liked it. Mike and Rachel loved that shit. Man, he brought his own fucking adobo and shit. You sprinkle it on there, you know, give it some flavor.
bland, man. Like they make it like white people. They just make it spicy and they don't put anything else on it. That's not the way you make that shit. Even like I wanted to call it because the two guys we used to know, the two servers that worked there, the fellows we call the Javier brothers.
Yeah, they were cousins, but they all look the same, you know. So they're brothers.
Not brothers at all. They're just
Mexican dudes.
exactly the same, right? So we called them the Javier brothers, and they used to work there. And I don't know why we never went over there. Yo, man, have you this food? Come on, man.
Yeah. So many good Mexican places or food that you had?
It was a place out in Chicago. Again, it was one of those sort of like
a lot of Mexicans there.
Yeah, it was a like kind of like again one of those places that like it didn't look like a most amazing place, but we checked it out and it was really great food, great service, good people there, and it was good.
What'd you get?
I mean, I usually go simple, like arroz con pollo. If you can't get that shit right, then
you know. I remember
con leche?
Yeah.
What was that?
Café con leche?
Café con leche.
It's a song. You remember the song?
Yeah, there's a song. It's arroz con pollo, café con leche.
It's funny because what's her face? Miles Morales' mom said that in the movie in the thing. Café con leche. What?
And then Miles is like, arroz con pollo.
No. The movie one's good. The movie one's good. It's the game one that's fucked up. The Miles Morales in the movie actually had a good accent. By the way, there was this one fucking white girl with us and shit, and she was like, "Can I get a torta?" Right? So they bring her a torta, and she's like, "Is that what a torta is?"
A torta is like a sandwich.
Yes, like a sandwich. Like it's not. She didn't know what she ordered. Tatia's looking at her like, "This fucking bitch is stupid." It's hilarious. All right, Carlos, I'm gonna save you for last, bro, since you're mixed or Mexican. Brett. Brett, Mexican food, go.
I can't really eat a whole lot of non-white people Mexican food, so I'm gonna graciously tap out of this.
All right, fair enough.
I got gastroparesis, so that shit'll fuck my world up.
Yeah, no, chill. Adam, go ahead, man.
A place called Mexican restaurant called El Paso. That's
where I'm from.
On Lexington. It's on. I'm trying to remember. I think it's 109th up in Spanish Harlem over there. And my buddy Jamal, he brought me over. He was like, "Yeah, you want some good Mexican? Come over here to El Paso." And ever since then, every time I would go there, I would always get the same thing, which was nacho chicken platter with a Corona. And they put like a mound of this. I mean, this was massive with chicken and everything. I'm like, oh.
You should bury your face in it.
It's like Scarface, man.
It got to the point. I'm telling you, this is how bad it got. I made sure to go there once a week.
Damn.
Go there every Sunday, and it got to the point that the waitress knew. So once I would go in, right, once she started, she's like, "Okay," and she'd go, she'd bring the plate, she'd bring the Corona, and that was it. And that's how I did. In fact, I think the meal was only like 14 or something. Yeah, it's like 13 something. And I would just give it 20. That was it. And nice. I would give her a tip. That was it. I loved it. They gave me so much food. Seems everything like you said with them. It's like a hole in the wall place, but a massive amount of good food. And they always had the soccer game playing. There was that, and that's another reason why I went on Sunday. So they always had a big screen, and they would watch whatever big games were going on, whether in the Liga MX, which is Mexican League, or in the EPL. So I knew I was going to watch a game while I was eating.
There you go, man. All right, Chris.
Actually, I don't remember the name of the cart. Now that I moved down here and there's so much Mexican food, one of my old coworkers, and he's from Arizona, but he's Mexican, right? He's like, "Oh, I know this place," right? So he takes me to this random food truck. And they don't even speak English. So he's like, "What do you want?" And I ordered a burrito. I'm like, "Don't make it spicy. I can't handle spice, whatever." Yo, first of all, the burrito was like bigger than my arm. And I couldn't eat this shit. I had to take some of it back to work. But it was delicious. Now, I don't know what he started talking to them. He had a conversation. I'm like, "I think steak burrito's 2 words, but okay." He just like started telling them all this shit, and then they came out. And it was delicious, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And now I don't know how to find this place again. I have to ask him. I don't know because I went with a bunch of people and they took me there. I was like, "Yo, this is fucking fantastic." It was just a food truck.
Yeah, that happened to me in LA this year. Like some random food truck and shit. Like it was Mexican food. Ooh, that shit was fucking good. You know. Brian, I want to hear this one. But y'all got Mexican shit out there, man?
Not that much. Well, if we do, then I don't have that much of it. The only Mexican type food is Chipotle, and that's where I go to. But only because they have one like right next door to work, and it's quick and easy. But now I'm working from home, so nah, I don't.
Yeah. All right, Carlos, go ahead, man. School us, man.
Well, one thing that recently that I wanted to do is open a Mexican restaurant in Korea, because they hardly have any Mexican restaurants. I'm like, yo, if these people get a hold of what I make on my stove, excuse me, they would go nuts. And it's cheap and you know, it's quick and easy. But the best, man, it's hard, man. There's so much like you guys all you guys are what you mentioned are like burritos and nachos, and it's like, man, you guys you haven't even scratched with your pinky finger of that surface, man, of Mexican cuisine. So I guess the best thing I've ever eaten, and I've only had it, and I haven't had it. And okay, so there's this dish called it's a taco, right? And it's a taco al pastor, which means it's a taco that's and they have a spit, and like you guys, you know, seen like Middle Eastern food where they have this spit
shit?
And they turn it. Yep,
Yeah.
that. So that's Mexicans got that from Lebanese immigrants, like in the early 1800s or 1900s. I don't know what century. So we do that with pork. You know, they don't do that. They don't do that with pork. We do it with pork. And there's this thing called tacos al pastor, and those are the fucking bomb, man. Those. Oh, by the way, Tony, you're gonna get triggered, but people eat it with pineapple.
Oh, Tom, can't be having that, bro.
You can have it without the pineapple too.
All right.
And by the way, something that's underrated. Well, another taco that's underrated that a lot of people don't know about is tongue tacos. Like cow tongue, it's so fucking good, man. Trust me. It sounds gross. It's fucking delicious. And my favorite meal that I can make is enchiladas montadas. So you guys know what enchiladas are, right?
Yeah, I had some of those too. I think they gave me every fucking thing they had in the restaurant. You know, yeah, enchiladas are fucking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, they're enchiladas, but they're like flat instead of some do rolled up.
Yeah,
but I do it flat, and I put a fried egg on top. It's fucking amazing.
Give me that shit.
So good, man. So good.
Awesome. All right, let's move on. We're almost at the home stretch, people. All right. Import or American muscle? What is your preference? We're guessing it's a car thing.
Yeah. Well, if you ask my name, it gives it away.
Euro, you know.
Yeah, I prefer imports, even though American muscle has a soft spot in my heart, but it's not as efficient as the imports. So I would go with that. I've actually never owned an American car before. I've only owned two cars. I owned a 2001 Volvo S40 Turbo, and then also and I currently own a IS350, a Lexus. So never had an American car, but you know, I grew up, my dad and my brother always had American cars. My dad is a Chevy fanboy. So, you know, I can appreciate a Viper. I can appreciate a Mustang, especially 60s Mustangs, even late 80s, early 90s Mustangs. The 2010s Mustangs can go suck a dick. But yeah, I mean, but there's something about European in particular German ingenuity and their engineering in terms of the way they make cars. That's really special. Also in Japanese, I don't know, they're just so efficient at what they do. Even though they might not be the fastest, they might have the most horsepower, torque, or have all the feature sets or anything like that. But they fucking work, and they work for a long ass fucking time.
All right, what about the rest of you guys? Brian, you go next because you're the other car guy.
Koenigsegg, Brian. Wasn't that your dream car?
It is, but they're just a bit too expensive for me.
Oh yeah, a couple $100,000.
For you, Carlos, I'm sure that you can afford it with that you're splashing cash.
I'll take a mortgage.
Import or muscle. See, it's a really tough one because American muscles they sound so great. Like you can hear them come from like halfway across the city, and like it's a fantastic sound. Like I don't know what they do with the V8s, but whatever they do, they make it just sound like a fucking dragon of some sort.
Oh, Brian. So there's I don't know what year, maybe like early 2000s SVT Mustang. It's a 5.0 with a Cannonball supercharger. That shit sounds like fucking. It sounds amazing. I'll send you a video. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but that is fucking amazing. But you know, as I get older, like the louder the sounds, I'm like, oh, it's too loud.
Yeah. I think I'll go with imports. You know, because again, the Germans, they make incredibly amazing cars. And then of course the Italian supercars, they just look beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, it's a tough one, but I'll have to side with imports purely because.
What's the most common car you see out there in London right now? What's one that like everyone runs around with?
Oh, depends where you go. I guess purely because of business. I'm drawing a blank. Not the Honda.
The Alfa Romeo?
No.
The Hyundai?
It's the car. It's a hybrid car. Very popular. Very common.
Oh, the Kia?
The Prius?
No,
The
Prius.
Toyota Prius?
Yeah. Prius. It's just, again, because of Uber guys and... Oh, yeah. If you drive in the city centre or in like certain regions of London, you have to pay like a tax in order to actually drive there, unless you drive a hybrid car. So hence all the Uber guys just do hybrids because it's no tax for them. And also they don't get taxed on actual road tax because it's hybrid. So
it's like Watch Dogs Legions.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else?
Well, I've only ever owned import cars. So I've had a Datsun, had my two Infinities, had a Toyota. I've driven a couple of I've driven a Mustang, and it's loud and doesn't go very fast. So I wasn't impressed.
Is that when you were in? Or is that when you were in Washington?
Yeah, I rented a Mustang just to try it out, and yeah, the thing's fucking loud and used a lot of gas, and it wasn't very impressive. I've been in a Dodge Challenger, same comment.
I was thinking about like you driving up to because you had to go to Nintendo Central in that car, so yeah. Imagine you just rolling up like in that car and
yeah, everybody carpooling. I'm just rolling in a Mustang. But yeah, no, I mean I've only had Japanese cars, and I like them. They're much easier to maintain. I mean I've driven several other things like down here. I'm in truck country, and even here it's mixed. Like a lot of the trucks I see are Toyota Tundras. You see your F-150s and your Silverados, but I see an equivalent amount of Nissan Titans and Toyota Tundras, so even that's a mix. And I've driven an F-150 and it's garbage. I've driven an Excursion and literally I didn't think you could have a boat on wheels, but then I was wrong.
Yo, Chris. Not only was it a boat on wheels, it was it chugged gas like nobody's business.
Yeah. When I had to fill it, I was like, yo, let me go get a second job. I'll be right back. Pumping gas. Ridiculous.
Great.
All right, let's move on. Next question. Oh shit, Eurocar 9. Who the fuck is this?
Oh, imports.
All right, you're visiting Japan and land. Okay, you're visiting and land in Japan. Let's just say you're well rested and it's early in the day. What's the first thing you do? Motherfucking Akihabara, man. Going straight there, buying some fucking Sega Saturn imports and shit. You know.
I would get lost there. I wouldn't come back.
Yeah, right. That's said you'd live there.
It's like I'm here. I'm home.
All right. What about the rest of you guys? Japan. What do you do?
It's the same thing. Either that or that's pretty much it.
Run away from
fine.
Godzilla.
Adam's like either that or go to a pub that has an EPL game.
You know what I would do though? From a few people, they say that Tokyo has the best Disney park. That Disney Sea is the best Disney park. So I would definitely go there for sure. I would take, maybe if Olivia's old enough, I would love to go there.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it would be. Yeah.
I was going to say Disney Sea too, because I hear it's pretty good. Akihabara, kind of, because I also just kind of want to walk around and go to some of those temples and shit too. I don't know what any of them are called, but I would like to see one of those, one of those crazy mountain temple places.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Trying to do the touristy thing, but also do the not off the beaten path sort of thing, where not everybody's not flooding into a place.
I want to visit every single place I was in Persona 5. That's what I want to do.
See the real life size that Robotech that they just finished.
The Gundam.
The Gundam.
Gundam. See that? Holy shit!
There's two of them. There's
the one that kind of moves. That one that moves very slowly.
I saw one. It was between some buildings, and it was like a full-fledged robot, but it's a building.
It's not between buildings. It actually has because what they did is they made it look like one of the frames, like loading centers. So it has like this big loading area that's around it, like this.
So that's what that
is. And then it walks out, and it makes anime noises.
Yeah. By the way, Kristen says she wants to hit up one of the hot springs, but you got to have the monkeys there too. Got to have the monkeys. They love that shit.
Well, it's funny, about those hot springs, right? What they did is because the monkeys obviously wanted to be in the hot spring so badly, because when they started doing it. So to have the monkeys that don't go into the people hot spring, they sort of made their own hot spring for the monkeys. So the monkeys always just go to the same one now.
Interesting.
Well, nice. I've been going to the same one. So they don't go to people.
Nah, fuck. I want the monkeys, man. All right, Brian.
I want to go on the bullet train.
Oh,
because it looks nice and.
Damn, Brian, that's a good answer. I watch YouTube videos of people riding on the bullet train. I'm like, I want to ride a bullet train.
That's mostly about it. Because again, I don't know much about what's in Japan, so I guess I'll take Carlos, and he'll just be my guide.
Call up Mr. Gata and ask him.
Yeah, Mr. Gata. There you go. All right.
Or you can call me too.
Yeah.
I will call up Mr. Gata. I forgot.
Yeah. Did everybody go?
No, Brett didn't go.
Oh, Brett. Yeah, Brett. Japan. First thing you do.
I honestly, I've been listening and I've been thinking. I was like, I don't know. I don't know enough about Japan. As much as I want to totally visit there, I don't know a whole lot about it. Hot springs, definitely one of the things on my list, but I think Akihara would probably be. I'd probably be my bet, but I'm also kind of a tourist and just kind of be like, this is what I've heard, man.
Yeah. And also one of those hole in the wall fucking bars at night, like.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what happens, bruh.
Tony, you know what would be good for you?
Yeah.
Like I would love to do it too. Imagine you cover Tokyo Game Show.
Oh, that'd be dope. Yeah, that would be dope. Partake of some of the local delicacies, if you know what I mean.
Right.
I'm not talking about.
Oh, you need a translator.
I'm not talking about food right now, bro.
Happy
man.
endings.
Yeah.
Tony wants
Guys, got to be
to
careful.
a
I
love
heard-
hotel.
yeah, right. You know, partake. Just gotta be careful because I heard the Yakuza run all that shit. You know.
Yakuza!
Meet up with fucking Kiryu and shit. You know, start beating the fuck out of dudes in alleys. You know. And Carlos, you've been to Japan, so you know if you went when you go again, what's the first thing you're doing?
I'm going to go eat. That's
Oh,
the first
shit.
thing. Whether it's ramen or sukumen or having you know, a fucking sushi, like going to a fucking sushi conveyor belt, even though they're cheap, they're still fucking good and better than anything I've ever had here. So yeah, that's what I would do.
Nice. All right, another question from Mr. Eurocar. All right, what is the best American food? Yo, I'm just being honest, man. Best American food, can't go wrong. Burger and fucking fries, man. Classic, you know. And I want to give a shout out to me. It was a place that me, Manny, and Kristen used to go to. Cheeseburger right here in Queens, man. Mate, ooh, those were the best fucking burgers. And on top of that, you know, they give you Pepsi because most places give you Coke. Fuck Coke. I'm Pepsi all the way, you know. Yeah, burger and fries can't go wrong. That's the thing. And man, you know, this dude travel with me all the time. I get that everywhere. Everywhere I go, restaurant for burger and fries. Mostly because I know that's not gonna fuck with me internally, you know, in my stomach and shit. But yeah, burger and fries. That's like the go-to American food right there. You know.
Dude,
What's up?
Steak.
Steak. That's
If you
another
really-
one. Steak,
If you really
steak and
think about it,
pe-
like
yeah.
steak's kind of an American thing because we had so much cattle range here.
Oh yeah, steak and fucking mashed potatoes. Woo. Give me that
Yeah.
shit, boy. Hell fucking
I know.
yeah.
A well cooked steak, like one that's really done perfectly. Oh my god, nothing fucking like it.
There you go, Adam. What you got, brother?
Hold up, real quick. You get
What's up?
yourself a Kansas City strip, and I'm not calling it the other fucking thing because that's a fucking lie.
Yeah.
Same thing, burger, or if I can get some brats, love brats. You know, I don't think that's much of an American thing, but I
I was
just
about to say,
remember
isn't
a lot
that
of-
fucking
It's
German?
a German thing, but
Yeah.
in New York we had a large German population. A lot of areas had. I mean, we know the hot dogs, right? It's always been considered as, especially in Brooklyn, over where I grew up in Coney Island. There was a lot of hot dog spots, but then there was also the brats.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, for me, it's like burger, fries, pizza. Those are the two go-to. You know, besides
sure.
brats.
Manny.
American food?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I would go with the burger and fries.
Can't go wrong with the classic, man.
Go with the go
Yeah.
with the classic. Yeah.
I have the same answer.
Yeah, you two records, yeah.
So hungry now.
Right. Carlos.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if everyone was gonna say hamburgers.
Yeah,
'cause-
Shake Shack.
what I
Let's
was
go.
doing.
Let's go, Carlos. Shake Shack. Let's do this, man.
Shake Shack, yo, Shake Shack.
But I want to hear.
Although-
Yeah, what's up?
Just a quick shout out to American Barbecue, which is fucking amazing. But the only thing that sucks is you can't really get good barbecue everywhere, just in really specific places.
Yeah, and the kind you get in those really specific places are all different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want to hear this answer, Brian. Man, what facsimiles you guys have over there?
Ooh, it was going to be well, I did want to say Domino's just to annoy Tony, but I was
Yeah.
like, nah, not this
Chill.
time.
No, come on now.
Brian, tell me this is on your food list. Scottish eggs.
Oh, Scotch eggs. They are quite nice, but I haven't found like a good one here. So maybe I need to go like local rather than franchise. But yeah, burgers and chips are great. McDonald's and Burger King, the burgers just, I don't know, the burgers just taste shit. I don't know why. Just taste really shit.
You got to go
I
to a
don't-
diner, bro. You got to
No,
go to a
because they're
diner.
low quality.
Yeah, you got to go to a diner, man.
I
Yeah,
could've swore I heard they put something different on the burgers out there in England. There was some weird condiment that they put on.
no, it's burgers just thin and they're dry, and it's like, what the fuck is this? Like, you can tell that it's just not cooked. It's just like frozen and then like warmed up in a microwave or something. It's just no, the taste naff. I'd have to go with a mix of either Five Guys
Oh,
or
you guys got that shit over there? Hell yeah,
Yeah.
man.
or TGI Fridays. But
TGI
I've seen
Fridays was
how
good. Yeah.
TGI Fridays is nice, but the only thing I'll ever have on menu is burgers because I know how everything else is cooked and it's disgusting.
We used to have a lot of those out here, and then they just started disappearing.
That's right. Yeah. No, TGI Fridays
But
was a spot, and Applebee's was another
everywhere.
one we used to hit up a lot.
Applebee's, what was it? Bravos, Real Bravos.
Yeah,
That was a thing.
it's crazy, man. All right, people. The last question of the night. Dun, dun, dun. Yo, by the way, what's up with all these food questions tonight? Fuck, man. Motherfuckers making me hungry and shit.
They gotta stop.
You know, all right, and this one is from Dr. Mike. What's going on, Dr. Mike?
Man, you skipping my questions?
No, I only got
We
two
just
here,
said
bro.
all yours. You just did like 4 in a row.
Yeah, Carlos, I got 2 questions here. One of them was pending. It's like you lost your chance already, bro. You know?
Oh, never mind. I asked 3. I asked 3, but the third one we already answered actually.
Okay, good. What was the question, by the way?
Where are you gonna go when the pandemic subsides? Like the first place you'll go. And I think we kind of
Yeah, we kind of
touched.
answered that before. Anyway, so Dr. Mike asked the flip side here, I guess. What is your favorite Dominican food for those who have had it? You know? As the only
easy.
Dominican here, I'll go first. I love, and this is not something you could. Here's the thing about Dominican food: you can't eat this shit all the time because you'll have a fucking heart attack and die. You know, greasy ass shit. You know, I love tres golpes. Right, it's basically mangú. Mangú is mashed plátanos. You have fried eggs and fried cheese. Oh my fucking god! Right, and the runner up would be fucking. Just fried pork with plátanos, majao and shit.
Yes.
Oh. Chicharrones, man. Chicharrones. Adam, you already know.
You took mine. That was my chicharrón de pollo. That's what
Chicharrón de pollo, yeah.
That.
Oh, man.
I miss that shit.
And mofongo, too. Fuck.
They give you a plate of white rice and a plate of beans.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Man, making me hungry right now, you motherfuckers, man.
My answer to this is anything that Tony's mom makes.
There you go, man. Man, he never said no to that shit. He ate it all, man. He would eat shit I wouldn't eat, you know?
She's, this is just, yeah.
All right.
Hispanic mom's crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone. I don't know one Hispanic mom that doesn't know how to be.
This is true, man. I go to Manny's mom's house and shit when she, you know, back in the day, woo, that food was good, you know? Chris, man. I'm going to the New Yorkers first, obviously.
I'd say it's what didn't I eat something at your house one time?
Probably. This shit was good. Yeah.
That was freaking great. I'm no expert in Dominican food. I just know whatever your mom made was delicious.
There you go, man. Oh, man. Ironically, that was my dad that taught her how to cook, you know, which is hilarious. Because I got, you know, I'm not going to get into that, but it's crazy. He actually cooked better than she did. She cooks fucking great, you know. Carlos, have you ever had, did you have Dominican food when you came to New York?
No.
Oh, we gotta fix that, bro.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had proper Dominican food.
Still open? I don't know. That's the question.
Well, you know, when things open up, we'll fix that. I'll just have you come over. Fuck, you know.
It's funny because there's a really good Dominican restaurant that's not far from where
we're literally
Tony
down the block, man. The thing is, I don't go there often because I'm like, I can easily eat this shit at home. Like I can just cook this shit myself, you know.
You cook? Are you good at cooking?
Oh yeah, hell fucking yeah, man. I'm the shit, you know. I'm just saying, you know. My mom taught me and my sister how to cook when we were like fucking kids, you know. All right, Brad. I don't even think have you ever had any Dominican food in your life?
I don't think so.
Yeah, don't worry. I mean, some of the shit is, but the shit I eat, bread, is not spicy. You can eat it. You'll be all right. You know. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of spicy shit either. You know.
I'm surprised that Rachel visited Tony at his place. You didn't have Tony's mom's food.
Well, she wasn't here. You know, she was not around. She was actually in Dominican Republic at that time.
Oh yeah, because that's why they were
I
staying
didn't actually
there.
get to meet her.
Yeah. So you know that didn't happen. And Brian, I don't even know if you guys have a single Dominican living in England, let alone a restaurant. You know,
I'm sure there's somewhere. This is London. Like,
this is true. Yeah, you guys
like
probably
in
have them in
London?
the cut. You know.
Well, in London, there's actually less English people than non-English people. So English people are actually a minority in London, which is really cool. Again, there's just everyone in London. Like if you can find them on a map, they're somewhere in London. I guarantee it. It's creepy. But unfortunately, I have not, so I can't answer it.
Yeah, that sounds like New York. It's like if any kind of food you want from anywhere in the world, we got you somewhere.
Yeah, you can find it.
You know how it is. All right, people. I hope you guys enjoyed this extra super long episode of Throwing Your Questions. End of the years, so we got to go in. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. So just to keep you guys updated, we're going to be doing our End of the Generation special on Wednesday night. Man, that's going to be the actual final podcast of Throwdown for 2020. So we're going to have Brian Wilson on, and we're going to talk about the generation that was PS4, Xbox One era, and Switch and Wii U, which is fucking stupid. You know, it's like there's only one. You know, so make sure you stay tuned for that, man. So do I have my? I don't have any of my shit here. Oh, here we go. All right, so you know the usual places. Make sure you go to our Twitter at Throwdown Show. If you go there, there's going to be links to everywhere. Throwdown Show everywhere, Twitch, YouTube. And if you go to our Twitter, there's going to be the link to our Discord where you can ask us questions for Throw Down Your Questions. And you can find us on the podcast app, Throw Down Show. Throw Down Show everywhere, man. Links to everything down below. So once again, our show is Tony Polanco. And tonight, I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you later, guys.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Peace out.
Adam Vale.
You guys need to play that Gears 5 Hot Buster, that DLC.
I heard it's good. Heard it's good.
I'm playing it. Good. It's good.
Brett Murdoch.
Deuces.
And Brian Manjoma.
And we are out of here.
Yeah. All right, people. Wednesday, final episode of the year. Later.
Take it easy.